The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Welcome this time to the world of actuality, but a world more terrifying than any imaginary Gothic romance of witches, ghouls, and goblins. The world of the mind, through whose secret chambers wander shapes and specters whose drives can be as weird, as hair-raising as any ghost story. And the modern heroes who battle these forces of evil, who fight as bravely as any St. George against the dragons, are the psychiatrists, male or female. Consider the case of Dr. Margaret Hunter.
Good night, Parksy.
Oh, good night, Dr. Hunter. Now, don't be after going out the back way without the security guard.
Oh, my car's only a short walk into the parking lot.
So was poor Eileen. You know what happened to her? And even after that dirty fiend had warned.
I know, but I'm not a nurse, nor as young, and thank heaven I haven't had any phone calls yet.
Well, you've got whites on, and the sweet Lord knows you're pretty enough for any filthy-minded maniac like... Oh, Doctor, what drives a man to want to... rape a woman?
Oh, that would take more than an elementary course in psychiatry to define. But now you've got me nervous enough, Parksy. I'll have the guard show me to my car. Night.
Our mystery drama, The Disembodied Voice, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Celeste Holm. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One. It was a dark, overclouded evening, and the parking lot was deserted and forbidding. But the security guard was reassuring and saw Dr. Hunter safely into her car. Feeling slightly foolish, she locked her doors from the inside and rode home uneventfully. After parking the car in the basement of her multi-room apartment house, she entered the elevator again, feeling a little foolish at the slight nervousness she felt in the empty automatic elevator. But the elevator took her straight to her floor, and she entered her apartment and closed the door with an unaccustomed feeling of relief and annoyance that the phone was ringing.
Hello? Yes? What did you say? Yes, I thought I heard you the first time. Who are you? You're what? Well, really, if you're so desperate, it isn't a woman you need, it's a doctor. After that outburst, I'm quite sure you ought to see me, because I happen to be a psychiatrist, and you're a very sick... Hello? Hello? Damn. Well, Dr. Margaret Hunter, your hand is shaking. What's the matter with you? College? 3 years med school? 7 years residency in psychiatry? And suddenly you're nervous because a man says some, quote, dirty things, unquote, to you over the phone? You should be concerned with the patient and his problem, not yourself. At least this one didn't threaten to kill you after he'd had his way with you. Go to bed. You need some sleep. Yes? Oh, no, not you again. I'm not interested in any further suggestions. Believe me, I know variations you haven't even dreamed of. Hello? Oh, brother. If you knew just how much I'd like to make the same suggestion for you to do the same. Hello, service. Dr. Margaret Hunter. Intercept all calls and tell the hospital, unless it's an urgent emergency, I don't even want to let them through. I'm bushed. I've got to get some sleep. Thanks, Judy. Good night. If I can sleep now anymore. Morning, Parksy. Still on duty?
Oh, morning, Dr. Hunter. Mary Daly called in saying she would be a few minutes late, so I'm still covering. Oh, but you're in early.
Yes, I didn't sleep too well. I got some anonymous John on the phone who kept me up most of the night with romantic notions and some others not quite so romantic.
Well, now, didn't I tell you? Oh, heaven help us, it'll be the Grim Reaper himself.
The who?
Oh, that's what they're calling him in the tabloids. The one who called up 2 nurses on the phone and then killed them.
I think with me he got the wrong number.
Did you call the police?
I talked to them this morning. They'll contact the phone company and I suppose put some kind of monitor on my line.
And they might be able to trace the call. And then they could catch him and put him behind bars.
I doubt if that would solve his problem.
Well, it would solve yours. Keeping you awake the whole night and scaring you half to death.
You know, I'm not so scared as I am bushed. I need help a lot less than the man does, or the young man I'm going to see now. If only we could find the magic key, Parksy.
The what is that now? A key? And for what?
To unlock the box we keep our brains in and let all the creeping ancient bugaboos fly out and blow themselves out of the world. Oh, here comes Mary. Go on home, Parksy. Feed your old cat and water your flowers and count your blessings, because there's nobody who doesn't love you. Morning, Larry. Morning. Still feeling totally antisocial?
What do you want from me? Thanks for the royal suite and the service. Heavy screened windows, restraining straps on my arms and legs. I guess I'm lucky I'm not in a straitjacket.
Well, the nurses tell me you wouldn't stay in bed. They had to put you in restraint.
There was no cop outside anymore. I figured I was free to get out of the cage a little.
Well, I persuaded the police you didn't need a guard. You kind of let me down, you know.
Well, how come?
The little girl's mother lodged a pretty severe complaint against you. In your position, I want to keep it out of the papers.
Why don't you just let me along?
Larry, you're going to have to answer for what you did. If I can tell them the why, or understand the why, you may not have to be locked up.
Look, maybe I need a shrink, but I don't need a dame.
I know you're ashamed of it and can't face yourself and would like to work out your hostility on someone, anyone, to try to wipe out your shame, but it won't work that way. You want to make one deal?
What?
Promise me you'll stick to your room and do what the nurses tell you. Look, I happen to be a fan of yours, and I want this to stay as small and as unimportant as I think it really is. We all flip one way or another because life is a little more than any of us can handle. Most people get away with it. Nobody knows. You're not most people. And with you, if anybody knows, the world knows. You don't want that.
Oh, Lord, no.
So we got a deal?
You got a deal.
Good. Now, for the record, I signed you in as a concussion case. You're just under observation till it can be written off. Forgotten. Cured. Dr. Hunter here. I'm on my way home. Do me a favor. Call my telephone service and tell them. I'm so pooped I haven't even the strength to dial.
Dr. Hunter?
Who's that? Oh, what happened to the light?
Well, either burned out or someone knocked it out.
Who are you?
Oh, don't be alarmed, Doctor. Here, my credentials. Detective Sergeant Grant.
Well, I'll have to take your identification on trust. It's so dark I can't see anything. What are you doing here?
Well, you did call the police. I checked the hospital and found you were on your way home. I got up here, and with the lights out, I thought I'd better hang around.
Thank you. I appreciate the protection.
In your case, we're willing to go a little further. I'd like to come in and talk to you, if I may.
Why not? Excuse me. Well, come in.
If you wish. That was rather foolish, Dr. Hunter. You still haven't checked me out.
You want to know something? I'm honestly too tired to care. Anyway, I prefer to trust my instinct. It's more dependable than my knowledge of police credentials.
Well, you have a nice place.
Well, it looks better in the right light. How about that?
Better. I got the report on you when I came in this evening. Even without having met you, I thought this was rather a special case.
Oh, why?
Well, first, because your caller may be a man I'm sure you've read about in the papers.
I hadn't, but one of our nurses tells me he's quite notorious. The Grim Raper?
It isn't funny, Dr. Hunter. He's killed 2 nurses, both of whom he'd warned in advance. I hope you'll cooperate with us in trying to trap this man.
I don't like the word trap. It has other connotations. The man is sick. I want to help you find him and cure him, if possible. More important, to stop him from harming anyone else and destroying himself. So how do we do it?
Well, it isn't quite that simple. This phone thing goes on all the time. And we don't know if the man who called you is the man who murdered those girls. Now, the phone company is more than cooperative. They go along when it's important. And in your case, they agree it is.
Well, what's so special about me?
Well, you're a psychiatrist. You don't start at shudders. You can handle a man who's potentially dangerous. Now, for example, if by chance he should call tonight, I have everything set up at Central to trace the call. Your line is being monitored now. But you'll have to hold him on the phone as long as you can for the company to be sure of making a fix. Could you do that?
I can try. I can also tell you that I'm just as anxious as you are. But I don't think my man has any connection with your Grim Raper.
How do you know?
I don't know. It's instinct. I just think the man who called me was no run-of-the-mill psychotic. I've got the feeling that he was, or is, a man with a temporary aberration.
Wasn't it about this time that he called you last night?
Yes.
It's someone who knows your habits, has some idea of your schedule. Midnight. Is that about when he started last night?
Yes, but it could be the hospital.
Now, wait, as long as we dare.
My service picks up after 4 rings.
You have an extension in the kitchen?
Yes.
Okay, pick up. I'll get on the extension.
Hello?
Hello, my lovely. This is your unseen admirer. Why did you have to spoil it?
I don't understand. What do you mean, spoil?
You went to the police.
No, really, I didn't.
We would have been so wonderful together. All the things I told you we'd do. Now, it's over.
No, wait. Why does it have to be? Give me a chance to tell you.
You'll never be able to tell me anything. I'm going to put an end to it. Once and for all. Don't worry. It'll be quick. Farewell, my lovely.
Damn. I'm afraid he got away. Hang up, Dr. Hunter, and let me check the phone company.
I'm going to put an end to it once and for all. An end to what? To the obscene and furtive phone calls? Or does he mean to Dr. Margaret Hunter's life? I'll return shortly with Act 2. Margaret Hunter's reaction at her unwanted suitor's rejection is at first relief. Then, as a doctor, comes a feeling almost of guilt. Dangerous as he might have been, the man is in need of medical attention. But in the kitchen, checking with the phone company, Detective Sergeant Pete Grant is troubled from his professional point of view with a different reaction entirely. The anonymous caller's last words spell to him not necessarily goodbye, but a dangerous threat.
I don't suppose they were able to trace it.
Nope.
Well, that appears to be the end of that.
My fault. I must have been clumsy. Well, I guess I ought to get along. You must be tired. Sorry I wasn't more help.
You were a lot more than you know. Even though my conscience bugs me a little, I'm glad it's finally all over. It's kind of a spooky experience. Look, can I offer you a drink?
Yes. I mean, well, I don't want to scare you, but...
But what?
You may not be out of the woods yet. Anyway, I'm taking no chances till you are. Would you answer me a question?
If you let me take the couch, it would be a welcome switch. You can have the chair.
Now, the voice was disguised, of course, but are you sure it couldn't have belonged to anyone you know?
Quite sure. Well, as sure as I can be. I mean, I'm reasonably certain it doesn't belong to any of the men, the friends I have.
How about patients?
Oh, life has a way of going in cycles. There aren't any male patients that I'm treating at the moment whose disturbances would drive them in this direction.
Yes?
Well, there's one boy at the hospital, but...
What's his diagnosis?
More or less a classic manic depressive.
Well, could he have been the one who called you?
I don't think so.
Who hospitalized him? When? What was the reason?
I don't want to talk about that boy.
Why?
Well, he's quite a famous athlete. And this is the first time he's done anything like this. He comes from quite a troubled home, and his first chance at making a solid life for himself has been through his athletic prowess. He's with one of our local teams, and if the story ever gets in the press, his career will be, well, if not over, it will be certainly over in this town.
He broke the law, right? Police case?
Yes, he's on our detention floor for observation. Except I persuaded them to leave the police guard off.
Why?
I want a cure, not a conviction. Even the little girl's mother didn't want to press charges. The child was too young to have been affected by it. I made sure of that.
What was the guy on the police blotter for?
Well, nothing very pretty to have on your record. Indecent exposure.
I quite agree. And you take that right in your stride?
Well, in my book, it's a symptom, not a crime. It doesn't need punishment. It needs treatment.
Which is not always successful.
Which is not always successful. In this case, though...
In this case, how can you be sure it's only a symptom? Isn't an anonymous phone call just as indecent, particularly the early ones you received?
Yes, but it wasn't Larry's voice.
You said yourself the voice was disguised. I heard that.
Even so, I don't think Larry could get that deep or so gruff. Look, just because the boy made one mistake...
Now, look, Dr. Hunter, believe it or not, on the psychiatric side, a cop sees almost as much as a doctor. I'm not leaning on this boy. I'm concerned for myself and for you. Myself, because this case of the guy who killed the two nurses at your hospital has been my baby from the start. Now, both of them reported obscene phone calls prior to what happened to them, but we couldn't pin the guy, and we didn't stop him. This time, I'm not taking any chances, since at least there's a possible lead. I'm going down to the hospital right now.
But he couldn't have called me.
Are you sure?
Well, he was under restraint until...
What is it?
I had him taken off restraint and heavy medication. He could have called me tonight if... Wait a minute.
What are you doing?
Checking with the hospital what time he was put under restraint.
So it couldn't have been Larry.
Impossible. They had him in a wet sheet first at 11, till he promised to behave, and the rest of the night they had a harness on him. And the nurses were in and out. He couldn't have moved. And anyway, there's no phone in the room.
Okay, that washes that out.
Detective Sergeant... Heavens, what a mouthful that is. Do you have a name?
Peter. Pete to my friend.
So far, you're still a friend. But speaking of being washed out...
I know, Doctor, but I'm not quite ready to leave yet.
Why not?
Because you're too unconcerned for your own good.
Now, what does that mean?
I think I ought to shake you up a bit. The guy who's been calling you, how do you know you're through with him?
He just said so, on the phone. Goodbye, my lovely, remember?
He also said, I'm going to put an end to it. Maybe that's what he said to the two nurses before he raped and killed them. Now, this case isn't closed yet, Doctor. Now, I want to ask you to be careful. I wish we had enough personnel to cover you around the clock, but we haven't. Would you like a gun?
No, thanks. Not my style. Besides, I wouldn't know how to use it.
Well, then at least promise me to take it easy. Don't travel alone. Keep your car doors locked. Keep the chain on your door when you open it. This is my home phone if you can't reach me at the precinct number. The precinct number's there. The badge number is 352.
I don't need a number. I have a name. Thanks, Pete Grant, PD.
Don't mention it. Margaret Hunter, MD.
I appreciate your concern, Sergeant. But I think it's all over for me, so I'll say goodbye.
I don't like your choice of phrase.
Which one?
Both of them. I hope this isn't goodbye. For personal reasons, I mean, of course. It's been nice meeting you, Doctor.
Same here. We could even things up a bit. It's Margaret. My friends call me Marge.
Good night, Marge.
Good night, Pete.
I'm not leaving till I hear those bolts go home and the chain on.
Okay, Bulldog Drummond. Satisfied?
For tonight, anyway.
You should have listened more closely to your mother, Marge. A policeman is your friend.
Good afternoon, Dr. Hunter.
Hi, Parksy.
You're on your way to see Larry Hamden?
Right.
Well, he's been waiting for you all day, and a plainclothes policeman was in to see him early this morning.
Did he upset him?
No, not the way I understand it. Now, Larry's been a doll ever since you had the talk with him yesterday, and I just don't see the sense in keeping him here anymore. Tying up a room we could use.
Well, I'm glad everyone else is busy arranging his future. Do you think it might be all right if his doctor gives him a check over?
Oh, well, now, I don't need a kick in the behind to know my leg is being pulled, Dr. Hunter. And you know I wouldn't give you a bum steer. Go and see the boy for yourself.
That cop told me how you took up for me and what's been going on around here. I sure owe you a vote of thanks all the way down the line.
I've got a season pass at the stadium, Larry. I want to see you out there again as soon as the team's back off the road.
When do we start our session so I can understand why I could have ever done a dumb thing like I did?
I told you today was our first. I'm going to leave you to get dressed. Then I'm going to march you down and sign you out, and then I'll walk you to the bus, and we'll talk on the way. Then you'll go home. Now, starting tomorrow, I'll see you twice a week after practice. And the story, as far as anyone else is concerned, is what I said at the beginning. You had a slight concussion, which cleared itself up physically. You were only on the psycho floor for observation.
You know, Doc, you are something else.
Wait till you get my bill.
You just write the figure, I'll pay it. There's another dude who thinks you're something else, too.
Oh, who?
The cop who checked me out this morning. But he's worried about you.
Oh?
He's written me off as the nut who's after you, but he still feels you're in danger. How'd you like a defensive tight end who goes 235 in top shape as your bodyguard?
You solve your own problems, Larry. I can handle mine. But thanks anyway. Go on now, get dressed, and let's get out of here. Dr. Hunter, I'm going home. I don't expect to be taking any calls, but you leave me live till I cut you off. If I don't answer by 4 rings, forget it and just take the message. That's right. No, if I don't answer, I'm out and can't be reached. Thanks, Judy. Night.
Oh, Dr. Hunter.
Yes?
Well, I wonder, would you mind, could you help me back to bed?
Why, of course. Where's your room?
It's just down the hall. Oh, I appreciate this. I just guess I'm not quite as strong as I thought I was. I just had a baby, you know.
Congratulations.
Oh, this is my room. Now, if you could just help me into bed.
Use the step.
Uh-huh.
Here we go.
Oh.
There.
Oh, thank you. That feels good. My husband's coming to see me any minute now, and I wanted to be on my feet.
Well, no sense in hurrying it.
But I'd like you to meet him.
Well, it's rather late, and
Oh, you don't recognize me, do you?
Should I? You do seem a little familiar somehow, but I'm afraid I so seldom get to the maternity pavilion.
No, you wouldn't know me from here. It's just that I live in the same apartment building as you.
Oh.
Yeah, my name is Louise. I'm Mrs. Charles Benson.
Well, how do you do? I should apologize, but I'm afraid I'm a typical cliff dweller. I'm there so little, I don't know any of my neighbors.
Oh, that's all right. You're a busy doctor, and, well, we don't even live on the same elevator bank, but, well, you're, like, well-known. I mean, a woman psychiatrist and all, and, well, I'm just glad that I have the chance to say hello.
Me too.
I wish you could wait to say hello to my husband. He's the one first pointed you out.
Well, I wish I could, too, but I've had a long day, and I really must get home. Tell your husband I'm sorry I missed him.
Please. Here he is now. Charles, will you look who helped me back into bed? Dr. Margaret Hunter from our own building.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Benson?
How you do?
My congratulations on your new baby. And now I really have to run.
But Charlie, what's the matter with you? Has cat got your tongue?
I'll leave you two alone.
Charlie, that wasn't very polite.
Hello, my lovely. Don't you look wonderful?
What? Hello, my lovely.
Hello, my lovely. Scarcely the most modern of phrases, a little stilted and old-fashioned. Still not necessarily that individual or damning. And Margaret Hunter was too tired and hungry to make any more of it, which was her mistake, as we shall see when we return shortly with Act 3. It was a weary Dr. Hunter who ate a light dinner at the hospital cafeteria and then headed for home. There comes a moment of exhaustion when the mind simply suspends itself and refuses to function any further. Coming out of the elevator to her apartment, she was even too tired to be annoyed that once again the hall light was out, and she had to scrabble with her key by feel to open the door. But she was rudely awakened to full perception as the door opened, and with a silent rush, a gloved hand was over her mouth, the other arm pinioning hers to her side.
Don't scream. Please, don't scream. Just move inside, huh? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now, I'm going to take my hand off your mouth. But don't scream. I warn you, I have a knife and a gun.
I have no intention of screaming, Mr. Benson.
You know who I am?
I'm reasonably sure it's the voice I heard at the hospital this afternoon. Now, will you let me go?
If I do, promise not to make me do something I'll be sorry for.
It's a promise I'm glad to make. I don't want anything to happen that we'll both be sorry for.
Can I trust you?
Well, that's my question. Can I trust you?
Come in.
Mrs. Benson?
Yes.
My name is Pete Grant. I thought I might find your husband here.
Oh, Charles was here, but he left early. He had a lot of work to catch up on. Are you from his office?
No, I have some business with him. When did he leave?
Oh, about an hour ago. I could call him at the house.
Oh, that's all right. I can catch him some other time. Or call him myself. I'm sorry to bother you.
Oh, it's no bother. I wish you could stay and chat.
I wish I could, too, but this is a busy evening for me. Excuse me.
I have to answer it. It might be the hospital.
No. Let her ring.
If you insist.
I have to, Margaret. I can't let Louise be hurt. Now, when she's finally had the baby we always wanted, it would kill her. Kill? Is that what I have to do? What? Why did it stop ringing? Why did the phone stop ringing?
I have a service that intercepts.
After phone rings?
Yes.
And that means you're not home. Good. You'll give us a little time together before... You'll give us time.
Look, Service, I'm calling from the hospital. I understand, but this is police business. I don't care what Dr. Hunter told you. You keep ringing her till you get through to her. Yes, I'll hang on.
I thought you said the service intercepts.
Supposed to.
Then why don't they?
It must be some emergency.
That ringing is driving me mad. Don't you have a cut-off switch or something?
Only on my bedroom.
Well, go in there.
If you just let me...
I told you I had a knife. Move.
All right, I'm moving. Just don't do anything foolish.
Don't you? Now cut off the phone by the bed. Quick!
All right, all right.
Damn! Will it never stop?
Maybe if you let me tell the service not to put through any calls.
No. Stay away from the phone. If we wait long enough, they'll give up. Yeah. That's better. I thought you'd never know who. And now you hold my whole life in your hands, Margaret. Once I might have wanted that. But not now. Now that Louise has had the baby, I have to think of her first. I have to protect her. Don't you see? You see that, don't you? What else can I do but kill you? What else can I do?
You could face your real problem.
Huh? What problem?
That you need help. Psychiatric help.
Aren't you afraid of me, Margaret?
No.
Why not?
Because if I were, you might kill me, Charles.
Why do you call me Charles?
You call me Margaret.
That's the way I always thought of you. Margaret. And I had no right. Not with Louise. Well, you see, she must never know. You see that, don't you? I have to get rid of you. Then there's no one to tell her.
That makes sense. On a pathological level.
You understand?
I understand a great deal about you, Charles.
You think I'm mad, don't you? Insane. Lunatic.
I do not.
You said pathologic.
That's a scientific word. The others don't mean anything.
Oh, you think I'm sick?
What do you think, Charles?
I'm not sick. I'm just... That collar's too tight. It's hard to breathe in it. You don't know what it's like. You couldn't understand. Look, I never had a girl. Any other girl but Louise. Well, she's not pretty, but she's a good girl. We were married after college. I was never any good with people. I was too shy. I was even worse with girls. Talking, dating, everything. Louise understood. She was so patient. Except for the child. We never could have a child like she wanted. We went to doctors for years and years. I hated it. What business was it of theirs? Our private life. What did they think? Did they think I was the one to blame?
Were you?
No. Well, you see, we worked it out. We did have a child.
You worked it out, or the doctors?
What's the difference? Well, anyway, there were other things. Louise was having a baby. She didn't need me anymore. She didn't want me that way. All she thought about was the baby. And I was alone again. I was more alone than I'd ever been in my life.
Is that when you started calling women on the phone?
I wanted to frighten them, to hurt them, to get back at some women for what Louise was doing to me. I only did it twice. And each time afterwards, I was sick and ashamed of myself. What kind of man was I? How could I do such a thing? I couldn't explain it to myself.
You could have gone to a psychiatrist.
No.
He could have helped.
No. How could I even begin to tell him about myself, what I'd done? How could I talk about such private things, even to a psychiatrist?
Well, you're talking to one now.
I knew you were in the building. The first time I called, I was going to ask for help. I was all alone downstairs in the apartment. The walls were closing in on me, so I looked up your number and I called. And then when I heard your voice, all I could think of was you. Soft and warm in a bed. Alone. Like me. Alone. The whole world was against me. Making me alone. And so I wanted to...
Poor Charles. Why didn't you follow your first impulse before it was too late?
Is it too late? You can't help me now?
Give me the knife, Charles.
Knife? Where did I have it? Oh, yeah, here. Here. Margaret, what am I going to do?
I don't know. I wish I could buy back time for you, Charles, and for your poor wife. But it's too late. The girls are dead.
What girls?
The nurses you raped and murdered. Isn't that what you were planning to do to me, too?
What nurses?
The ones you called on the phone before you called... Charles, listen to me. Those first two women, how did you find their numbers?
Find them? Well, I just picked them at random out of the phone book.
They weren't nurses that worked in my hospital?
I don't know.
Then you're not the man in the papers, the one they called the Grim Raper.
That murderer? What kind of a monster do you think I am? I never saw either of those other two women.
Oh, Charles, then there is hope for you.
Hey, who's that?
I don't know.
Open up, Margaret. It's police. Me, Pete. The police? Sure we are. Now put that knife down. I told you I had a gun. Open up while I'm coming in. Trust you.
I didn't know he was coming, Charles.
Margaret, are you in there? Are you all right?
Of course I'm all right.
I'm warning Benson. If he's in there with you, there are three of us, and we're all armed. Now, I'll have to kill you and myself.
Oh, don't be a silly boy, Charles. Give me that gun. That's better. You can come in now, Pete. And you can put your gun away, too, Detective Grant. I think you'll find that Mr. Benson and I have solved all our problems. Home, sweet home.
The candle in the window still isn't burning very bright.
Oh, you mean that bulb. I'll get the super to replace it in the morning.
I wonder if Benson was responsible for that.
Oh, let's not blame any more on him.
Blame? I'd like to have given him one good shot for putting you through what he did. Lady, you sure have guts.
How did you happen to come charging up like St. George in time to save the lady from the dragon?
Oh, that's simple. I got interested from the very beginning in the case.
Oh?
Now, once we picked up the other guy this morning, the one responsible for the nurses, I got to thinking about you. The case, I mean. How did the guy know you'd called the police in, unless it was someone right in the building? So I ran a building check and came up with 3 possibles.
3 possible what?
Lone birds who might take a notion to make naughty phone calls. Singles. 1, salesman out of town. 2, a guy who's MC at a nightclub and was in the middle of his act when the phone call came the night I was here. So, it looked like it had to be number 3, Benson.
And it was.
Can you really cure him, do you think?
Well, I haven't had time to evaluate his case, but I'm optimistic. A drink?
No, thanks. Yeah, we're both beat. I still have to get a statement from you to close the file.
I'll give it to you right now.
Oh, there's no hurry. It'll give us a chance to meet again, and for me to get up enough courage to ask a question. Good night, Marge.
Good night, Pete. Oh, brother, Pete was right. I am beat. It's getting to be a lifestyle. Tonight, nothing keeps me awake. Uh-oh, just to be on the safe side. Lock it up. And so to bed with no more interruptions. Oh, no, not again. There can't be any more left. Hello?
Marge, it's Pete. Calling from the lobby. Did you lock up?
Yes, sir.
I thought maybe I'd better ask my question tonight.
All right. What is it?
Do lady psychiatrists ever go out with lonely detectives with no psychological problems? Like tomorrow night?
A girl gets the darndest phone calls. But I like this one. Why not, Pete? Why not?
A trip through the haunted hallways of the mind. I wonder if Dr. Margaret Hunter ever located the golden key in Charles Benson's case. Now that's interesting. I wonder also if men ever receive obscene phone calls from lonely ladies. Only one way to find out. I'll let you know when I return shortly. As a matter of fact, Dr. Hunter did find that golden key, and Charles Benson did find a cure for his schizoid tendencies. Well, at least his paranoia. And just as Margaret Hunter had predicted, Louise was patient and understanding, and most of all, forgiving. They pass each other every so often in the hall and nod pleasantly, neighbors, if not friends. Something else. Oh, yes, that phone call. Just a wrong number. Still, for a long while, every time I pick up a phone, and perhaps you too, will have just a momentary flutter of butterflies under the heart. Our cast included Celeste Holm, Wesley Addy, Robert Dryden, and Mildred Clinton. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
You have to be suspicious when a man wants to give something away. I think he was completely cracked, except that crazy math of his works. So does his engine.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
He wants to give it to me. Now, you can't tell me there isn't a catch in that somewhere. He just wants to give it to me. The whole thing, no strings attached.
Give you what?
He's got this machine, this motor, this engine. Designed it, built it himself, he says, invented it. Draws its power from sunlight, sun rays. And it's just going to blow the whole world up, that's all.
A bomb? You mean a bomb?
Oh, no. Just the opposite, I guess you could say. Only, good Lord, the mess it could make. It's like we made a wrong turn 100 years ago or so, all of us, our whole society, and what he wants to do is to back up and make the proper turn.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. It is said and truly said that who plays with fire is sure to get burned. It is also said, and truly said, that as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Seems to me there's another one, too. Oh, yes, the mills of the gods grind slow, but grind exceeding fine. Those of us who, through living, learn the underlying truth in these proverbs, take care not to play with fire, to sow carefully, and to give as little grist as possible to those grinding mills. Not so Kay Wiley, devil-may-care, fun-loving Kay Wiley.
You're going to kill me.
Come on now, sweetie. What makes you think that?
What other reason would you have for luring me here?
Oh, lured you? You wanted to come? Wanted to be alone with me? Didn't you?
No, yes, I don't know.
Oh, I do, sweetie. Your trouble is you can't make up your mind. Well, let me make it up for you.
No.
No!
Our mystery drama, Death on Skis, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by George Lothar and stars Rosemary Murphy and Larry Haynes. There are certain immutable laws in this world of ours, and one of them is that we, all of us, must, sooner or later, pay the piper. A simple law, easy to understand, not too difficult to obey, really. And yet there are a good many who never seem to understand it, and rarely, if ever, obey it, until too late. Kay Wiley, wife of Dan Wiley the novelist, was one of these. Gay, irresponsible, fun gal Kay, who let the piper play on and on, till the day he presented his bill.
Well, what do you say, you two? Shall we ski back down to the inn?
The murder scene getting on your nerves, Dan?
Yeah, and you a mystery writer?
A writer who has to get his latest manuscript off to his publisher in New York by tomorrow. Now, look, I said I'd take the time to show you both the scene of the murder, and I have. I've gone out of my way to ski way the hell and gone up to the top of the mountain to this hut where the two murders took place. Now, the least you can do...
The least you can do is stop acting like a husband and let me enjoy myself.
Well, for Pete's sake, what's to enjoy? A lonely, isolated hut on top of a mountain.
Where two women, not one, but two, and both of them blondes, like me, were slashed to death. One last year, one the year before last. Gives me goosebumps just being here. Delicious goosebumps. More thrill-making than even one of your novels, darling.
Well, now that you've had your thrill...
Well, let her finish her toddy, Dan.
Do me a favor, Tony. Stop interfering between Kay and me. After all, she is my wife, you know, though you seem to forget that often enough.
Meaning what, Dan?
Now, you know what I mean.
Well, I'm afraid I don't. You better explain that crack.
Oh, come on now. Let's not spoil it.
Dan, let's you and me get something straight. I've enjoyed being with Kay ever since I met you two last week. Now, like you say, it's a working vacation for you, and you've been holed up in your room with that typewriter of yours most of the time.
While you and Kay
have palled around together and had a few laughs together. And that's all. Not that there couldn't have been more. Kay's very attractive and just the kind that turns me on, but, we've just had one big laugh together, Dan, and that is all.
You know it is, darling.
Yes, of course I do, Kay. I
Skip it. Let's get back down to the inn.
Woohoo! Hey, it's turned real cold all of a sudden.
Sun's going down. Better take the south slope. It's shorter.
We'll go down the way we came up. It's safer.
Dan, I'm getting cold already. Oh, blast this buckle.
Here, sweetie, let me...
I'll do it.
Oh, sure.
Dan, the south slope, it isn't really dangerous.
It's risky. It's too risky for you, darling. Even Hornbach warned you about it.
Stuffy old Norwegian.
Hornbach isn't stuffy, and he isn't old. Unless you call 42 old, he knows these mountains better than anyone, and he's one of the best pros around. So you listen to what he tells you. There you are. You're all set.
Last one back at the inn. buys the hot toddy.
Kay, I said not the South Slope.
Stop worrying, darling. I'll be okay.
I might have known. Tell her not to do something, and you can bet on her doing it.
There's no harm in it, Dad. She just likes to do her own thing.
Yes, and one day...
One day what?
She may do it once too often.
Dan? Dan?
Oh, Kay, please. I'm trying to finish this last chapter. Last 2 pages, in fact.
We're nearly an hour late for dinner already.
Well, you go on. Well, go ahead.
No, not after this afternoon.
What this afternoon?
Tony will see me alone at our table, and he'll come over.
Well, what if he
and...
does? Oh, I get it. Kay, I'm sorry. I know there's nothing between you and Tony.
You didn't sound that way up at the hut.
Yes, I know, but...
But what? Dan, we've been married nearly 3 years. I was 23, you were 38. I didn't think the difference in age mattered. You didn't either then. But now, is it beginning to?
I don't know, dear. Somehow I seem to get older while you get younger.
I'm not getting any younger.
Well, you certainly don't act any older. You're as reckless and as irresponsible as what's the word I want?
Spoiled? Childish? Will that do?
Yes, I guess so. Now, taking the South Slope this afternoon, for instance, Kay, you could have been killed.
But I wasn't. I was never more alive coming down that slope. To me, life is a dare, a risk. Unless you take the risks, you never really live.
Well, there's something in that. But you can't go too far, Kay. You did this afternoon. You did a year ago when I came here to finish my last Minerva Twine mystery and left you in New York.
So the horse didn't clear the jump.
Well, you didn't have to take that high a jump. Now, you could have broken your neck instead of your collarbone. And what about the year before that? I came out here to finish another novel, and you...
I know, and I'd never parachuted before, and it is a new sport, Dan.
Yes, and when Sandy Dowling dared you to try it, you had to take the dare. Busted an ankle that time.
I guess from here on, you're saddled with bringing me along when you come here to finish a book.
Well, why do you think I brought you this time?
Oh, Dan, darling, am I more trouble than I'm worth?
Well, you're trouble, all right. But you're worth it.
No, be serious now. You've been coming here the last 2 years alone, so you could be alone and finish a book without any interruptions. Have I ruined that for you? Because if I have...
Don't be silly. It's been wonderful having you with me, Kay. And see, less than 2 pages to the end. I'll mail the finished manuscript off tomorrow, right on schedule. And then, sweetheart, the handsome Tony Shaw will have to find another playmate. Because I'll be your playmate from then on.
Oh, Dan, I love you so.
Well, just build that up into adoration. Then we'll start even. Now, come on, dinner.
Indian Wells, Dan? All the way to Indian Wells just to mail a manuscript?
What do you mean, just to mail a manuscript? It's Dan Wiley's latest Minerva Twine mystery.
Yes, but the round trip to Indian Wells, it takes at least half a day. Why not mail it from the inn here?
Well, that's too chancy, Tony. Indian Wells is a good-sized town with a good-sized post office. And Otto Hornbach, come and join us for coffee.
No, I thank you.
Oh, come on, sit down.
I said no.
Well, what's happened to our jovial ski pro? Something soured you, Otto?
I know what soured him. You heard about me taking the South Slope this afternoon, didn't you, Otto?
After I warned you, you weren't ready for anything that steep yet? I suppose he put you up to it?
Tony?
Him and his practical jokes?
Oh, ye gods, Otto, that was 2 years ago. You still holding that against me?
It wasn't funny, and I don't forget easy, Tony.
Tony, what did you do to Otto?
Oh, he was giving me a lesson. I fell. Well, I pretended I busted my leg. Otto, you acted as if I'd broken my spine.
Accidents are not joke, not to me. I see too many. I do not like practical jokes, and Mrs. Wiley, I do not like people to ignore my warnings.
Otto, I'm sorry.
Sorry is not enough. I warned you, but you went ahead anyway, and you could have killed yourself, like Mrs. Horner killed herself last year, and Miss Yates the year before that.
Killed themselves. They were killed, Otto. They were murdered.
I say they killed themselves. I warned them.
When you ski alone, I said to each of them, I said it. More than once I said it. When you ski alone by yourself, stay close to the inn. Do not go far off. So if you have an accident, no one will know till maybe too late.
The hut is far at the top of a mountain.
Yes, and if we have a sudden blizzard, almost impossible to reach. But they did not heed any warning. Like you, Mrs. Wiley. Sometimes I think all you young women are the same. Heedless, reckless, spoiled know-it-alls.
Hey, Otto, take it easy. You're talking to my wife.
The way you should talk to her, maybe.
Now, look, Otto.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. But I get upset when people ignore my warnings. Excuse me now.
Well, he's really ticked off at you, Kay.
At me, too. Well, maybe I can't blame him. That practical joke of mine, I guess I went too far. Listen, you two, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll go and buy him a drink. Bury the hatchet.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I'll see you.
Otto's right, you know, Kay. So do me a favor, will you?
You have but to command me, Master.
Now, seriously. I'll be gone all afternoon tomorrow, and I want you to stay close to the inn. Above all, don't go near that hut.
The scene of the crime? Or should I say crimes? Why not?
Just don't, that's all.
Dan, you do sound serious.
I am, very serious.
But why? Oh, I know. The murders. Those two gals hacked and slashed to death. They happened just about this time of year, didn't they?
Yes.
And you think another murder?
It's possible. They never caught the murderer, you know. He's still on the loose. Okay, listen to me for once. I have a theory about these murders. I'm probably wrong, but if I just happen to be right, another murder could take place up there in that hut. And it could take place tomorrow.
Tomorrow? What gives you that idea?
Never mind. Just do as I ask you, will you? Just stay close to the inn. And above all, stay away from that hut.
You sort of made me want to go up there now.
What? Oh, yes, of course. Warn you not to do something, and you're almost compelled to do it, aren't you?
Aha! Maybe that's why you warned me.
What?
So I will go, and who'll be waiting for me there with a big, sharp knife? But you...
Kay.
Well, didn't something like that happen in one of your mysteries? The one where the loving husband lured his wife into a trap and murdered her?
You know, Kay, you're something else. There's only one place I've ever wanted to lure you.
Where?
Well, you know where. Now, come on, finish your coffee. And fast.
Oh, boy. I hope Otto wasn't right last night.
Otto? Right about what?
Oh, about skiers getting caught up here on top of the mountain in a sudden blizzard. I'd say there's one coming from the look of those clouds out there and the force of the wind.
Not to worry. If it starts snowing, we'll start right back down.
On the south slope, no doubt.
No doubt. How about opening the thermos and letting me have a hot toddy? I can use it.
Oh, me too. Just being in this hut is enough to chill you.
Because a couple of murders were done here? That scares you?
Oh, I didn't say me. I said you.
Doesn't scare me.
Oh, maybe it ought to. Here, hot toddy.
Thanks. Why? Why ought it to scare me?
Well, you told me Dan warned you not to come up here to the hut while he was away. Right?
Right.
Because he thought another murder number 3, could take place today? Right?
Right.
Well, could be Dan knows something we don't know. Could be another woman, another blonde, is going to be slashed to death today.
Me?
You.
What have I got to worry about? I'm with you.
Precisely.
What?
I said precisely. You're here alone, far from the inn, in a hut that's been the scene of 2 murders, each at this time of the year. And you're here because a man you scarcely know, me, dared you to come.
As I said earlier, the piper must always be paid. And I can't help wondering if Kay's piper isn't asking for payment now. Payment in full. I'll return shortly for Act 2. Kay Wiley finds herself in what well may be a murderous situation, which is to say, she may be murdered in a matter of minutes, or less. Ignoring the warning of her husband, mystery novelist Dan Wiley, she has blithely gone off with Tony Shaw, a man she scarcely knows, to an isolated mountain hut where 2 murders have already taken place. To judge from the look on Kay's face, Tony is speaking the truth when he says,
"Let me give you a refill on that toddy, Kay. You look as if you could use it."
You're not the murderer.
How do you know?
Oh, come on now, Tony.
No, seriously. How do you know?
Really, Tony? If you expect me to fall for one of your silly practical jokes...
I'm not joking, Kay. This is for real.
Tony, you're going too far. A joke is a joke, but pulling a knife on me...
Pulling a knife? Me? Oh, no. Just showing it to you, Kay. You've seen it before. Always carry it with me. Comes in handy now and then, like, when I used it to repair that strap on your ski boot the other day.
I remember, yes.
So, don't jump to conclusions about me pulling a knife on you. Though I could be, couldn't I?
Tony, if you don't stop this nonsense...
I could, couldn't I?
Yes, I guess you could, except...
Except what?
You'd be crazy. Kill me and you'd never get away with it.
No? Why not?
Well, they know. Back at the inn, they know I came up here with you.
They do?
Well, anyhow, that we went skiing together.
How do they know that? It's coming back to you now, isn't it?
You told me to go on ahead, that you'd meet me at the bottom of the trail. They don't know I'm up here with you. They don't even know we're together.
Exactly. So now you see the spot you could have put yourself in. You could be dead right now. Murdered. Slashed to ribbons, the way the other 2 were.
What? I don't understand.
I'm no murderer, Kay.
Then why have you pretended?
I haven't pretended anything. No practical joke either, if that's what you're thinking. All I've done is open your eyes to the spot you might have got yourself into through foolishness.
Foolishness?
All right, childishness, indifference to what serious consequences could result from your anything-for-a-thrill attitude.
Now you sound like Dan.
Oh?
Well, you know, he's forever warning me that sooner or later I'll take one dare too many.
And you could have this time.
Well, I didn't.
You may yet.
Look, Tony, enough is enough.
Now, let me tell you who I really am. I'm not the practical, joking ski bum I pretend to be. I'm a security officer.
Security officer?
Oh, kind of detective. In fact, I have my own agency back in San Francisco.
I don't understand.
Well, just listen to me and you will. Back 2 years ago, after the first murder took place, the inn management hired me to find the killer.
You? Why you? What about the local police?
Oh, the local cops are a laugh. It's just a sheriff and his deputy. The Indian Wells police came up with nothing. So they called me in. The management of the inn, I mean. And I'm afraid I blew it last season. The second murder was done right under my nose. But not this season. Oh, no. This time I'm just a few steps ahead of the killer. And that's where you come in.
And where exactly is that, Sherlock?
You're the bait.
Oh, no. Not little Kay Wiley.
Oh, yes. You're marked for death no matter where you are. Sooner or later, the man who murdered those 2 blondes in this hut is going to murder you.
You sound as if you know who he is.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Who?
Your husband, Dan Wiley.
Tony, you're crazy.
I wish I were.
Dan's in Indian Wells, right now in Indian Wells, mailing a... No?
No. I could be wrong. But if I'm right, he never went to Indian Wells.
Dan Wiley, what are you doing out here on skis? I thought you had gone to Indian Wells.
No, Otto,
I saw you leave an hour ago. Drive off in your car.
I changed my mind. I was going to mail a manuscript to my publisher, but
Halfway to Indian Wells, would you believe it, Otto? I suddenly thought of a different ending, and a better one.
This means you have to sit and write a whole new end?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Me, I would never be a writer. They work too hard.
You better believe it. Seen my wife, Otto?
She went off skiing not long after you left.
Oh, anybody with her?
No, she went by herself. And I tell you this, I warned her again to stay off the South Slope.
Well, you can save your breath, Otto.
I know. I'm telling you, lay down the law before it is too late. Show her who is boss, who wears the pants.
Oh, it's nothing like that. Kay isn't bossy. She doesn't try to wear the pants or anything like that. She's just young and exuberant. You can tell Kay not to do something, and you bet she'll do it.
Obstinate?
No, just, I don't know, more like a child. Do you know where she is right now?
I told you I don't know.
Oh, well, I'd be willing to bet she's up at the hut, the murder hut.
Why would you bet on that?
Because I told her not to go there while I was away in Indian Wells.
So you think she went?
I'm practically sure she did.
I will never understand women, never.
No, me neither. Well, I'll see you, Otto.
You going to meet your wife up at the hut?
No, I'm going to meet a typewriter in my room. So long.
So long. No, wait, Dan! Glad he didn't hear me, this wind. It's funny, though. If he knew she would go to the hut when he told her to stay away from it. It's funny.
Which is why he deliberately warned you to stay away from here.
So I'd come here? What kind of sense does that make?
Kay, you all right?
Yes. You've kind of knocked the breath out of me, Tony. I still can't believe... But you're right. Everything you've said is so true. In the few years we've been married, I never have got to know him, not really know him. He's married to that typewriter of his more than to me. And yes, he did come here last year and the year before, without me. Said he had to be alone to finish a novel.
But this time he brought you along. Why? Did you insist?
No, I'd never think of interfering with his work. No, he asked me to come. And when I said maybe it would be better if I didn't, he insisted.
Figures.
But... I just can't believe...
If I'm right, if Dan is the murderer, he'll show up here in a few minutes. And I don't want to be here when he does.
All right, then, let's go. But, Tony, I just can't believe this of Dan, and I'm not going to. As I said, I haven't got to know him as well as I'd like, but... Good Lord, you can't be married to a man for nearly 3 years without knowing that he isn't a killer. And that's one thing Dan is not. I'd stake my life on it.
That's exactly what you're going to do.
What do you mean?
I'm leaving, but you're staying here.
Tony!
He didn't go to Indian Wells. I'm positive he didn't. He knows you're here because he made a point of warning you not to come here. Now, look. You've got nothing to worry about. I won't be far, just up in that stand of cottonwoods. He won't see me, but I'll see him when he arrives.
And then what?
When he makes his move, I'll make mine. I'll be right outside that door when he makes it.
What you're saying is when he attacks me with a knife.
Exactly.
Tony, I can't go through with this.
You've got to if you want to help me catch him.
I don't want to help you catch him. I mean... Oh, I don't know what I mean. He's my husband. I love him. I can't believe he's a murderer.
Well, then you've got nothing to fear, have you? If I'm wrong and you're right, nothing will happen. Not a thing.
But if it's the other way around...
Well, then I think this time you'll get a thrill to end all thrills.
I can't believe this is happening.
Believe me, it is. Okay, I'm off.
No, Tony, please, no.
Come on now, Kay.
I can't do this. I'm scared to death, Tony.
If you don't believe Dan's the killer...
I'd be a fool not to realize the things you've said are true. Tony, don't leave me, please. Please.
Well, I guess I had you taped all wrong.
What do you mean?
Kay Wiley, who dare anything. Kay Wiley, who parachuted from a plane on a dare, jumped a horse over the highest hurdle. Oh, yes, I heard all about that. I saw you make the South Slope on skis yesterday.
Yes, I've taken some dares again and again because...
Yes, because what?
Because I was afraid.
Afraid?
petrified. Tony, I'm the worst coward in the world. The daring Kay Wiley is a mask, a front. I forced myself to take dares just so I could prove to myself that I'm not a coward. But underneath, I am. And, Tony, this is one dare I can't take.
I promise you I'll be right outside waiting. If you don't take the dare, if you refuse to stay here and face him, you'll never know, will you?
No.
Whether he's a murderer or isn't. Oh, damn.
What is it?
There's somebody coming up the trail.
Dan?
I can't tell. Snow blurs everything. But it's got to be him. Now, look, will you stay? You've got no choice. You've got to find out. You've got to have the nerve to find out. All right, I'll see you.
Tony! Oh, no. Dan.
Hello, Kay.
We can well imagine Kay's feelings as Dan Wiley enters the hut, proving Tony right. A curious situation. A woman facing the man she loves, her husband, not sure if he's a murderer. Certainly looks as if he is. And yet, well, we'll learn more when I return for Act 3. What would you do? How would you feel? Your husband, the man you love, stands before you, and for all you know, has come to kill you. Indeed, cleverly lured you into a trap. Surely you'd be torn with uncertainty, caught between love and fear, and underneath these emotions would writhe despair. For if he is your killer, this man you love, you'd just as soon be dead anyway.
I thought I'd find you here, Kay.
I know.
You know?
I'm not totally naive, Dan. You knew when you warned me not to come that I would.
Well, why the devil would I figure you would come when I begged you not to?
Because I'm like the victim in your last novel, Death is a Blonde. You based that character on me, didn't you? I was the model for her.
Okay, so what of it?
Her husband knew she had a contradictory streak in her. I even remember the words you used to describe her. Contrary, as wayward as a child. And he used it to lure her to her death.
Kay, things like that happen in novels, not real life. So you're not implying that I lured you here to kill you? Is that what you're saying?
You said you were going to Indian Wells. What are you doing here?
Well, to be honest about it, I had no intention of going to Indian Wells. I told you that, and I spread the story around the inn to throw the murderer off my track.
Throw the...
Yes. I have a feeling he knows I suspect him. But I also know he strikes when the moon turns full.
What?
Kay, I'm all but sure he's a homicidal maniac who has to kill. He can't help himself, you see, when the moon turns full this month of the year.
You've got to be out of your mind. Maniacs who have to kill because of a full moon? That only happens in novels.
Oh, no. In real life, Kay. You see, the full moon has a powerful effect on people, on the world, if it comes to that.
Right now, it's only 3 p.m. There isn't any moon at all.
Kay, sweetheart, you can't see it, but it's there. And according to the lunar tables, it turned full about 5 minutes ago. That's why I didn't want you to come here this afternoon. Now, coming here, you set yourself up for the kill, played right into the murderer's hands.
What if I hadn't ignored your warning, hadn't come here?
Well, he'd have tried to lure you here. You or some other blonde at the inn.
Blonde?
Yes, both previous victims have been blondes. And I'm sure the third will be, too.
You seem awfully sure.
Yes, I am. I'm very sure. And the way you're looking at me... Kay, you do think I'm the killer, don't you?
No,
Yes,
no,
you do. I can see it in your eyes. You're afraid of me. Good Lord, Kay, how can you be after nearly 3 years of marriage, 3 years of living with me? How can you be? And don't pull away.
I don't know you. That's the trouble. I don't know you at all.
What in blazes are you saying?
Don't. Please, don't come near me. I am afraid of you. I don't want to be. It almost makes me ashamed because I love you and I want to trust you and should trust you, but...
But you don't. Why not? Have I ever given you reason to distrust me?
Why did you come here alone last year and the year before?
Well, you know why.
I know what you told me. That it was always a habit of yours before we were married. A habit to go off by yourself to finish a novel.
Well, it is.
Then why did you bring me along this time?
Because you begged me to let you come along, and I finally gave in. What other reason would... Oh, wait a minute. Now I begin to see why you think... Yes, of course, that's it. I was here last year when the second murder took place, and the year before that when the first blonde got it.
It isn't that, not that alone.
Then what?
I just don't know you. All day long, for 3 years, all day long, you've been in your office.
Working.
And half the night.
I can't stop when it's going good.
I know that, but it's kept us apart, keeps us apart, and that's why I don't know you. And don't know what I've been told is true or not. Whether you didn't go to Indian Wells for the reason you said, or another reason. What is it?
You said, I don't know if what I've been told is true or not. Told what? By whom? Did you ever come here with someone? Otto Hornbach. Yes, I talked to him half an hour ago. He said you'd gone off on your own.
Yes, I did.
What, did you meet anyone on your way up here?
Oh, I know.
Kay, this is serious.
Stan, you're hurting me.
Then answer me. Did you meet someone? Did you come here with someone else?
Yes.
Tony Shaw. Damn it, was it Tony?
Yes.
Where is he now?
You've got a gun.
I'd be a fool to go hunting a killer without one. Now, where is he?
Right behind you. Don't move. There's a gun in your back. Drop yours now. All right, pick it up, Kay. Don't do it, Dan. Don't turn. All right, let me have it, Kay. Thank you. Now you can turn around, Dan.
A knife?
The end of the handle stuck in your back. You fell for one of the oldest tricks in the book, and you a mystery story writer.
Well, at least I was right about you.
Right about me?
Look, I'll make a deal with you, Tony. Let Kay go. Kill me instead.
Tony? Tony's the murderer?
Oh, he's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, sweetie.
You're no ski bum, Tony. You've been acting a part, and you're a lousy actor.
He's the security officer at the inn, he says.
Yes, a security officer who carries a knife, huh? Now, I'll tell one.
Slashed to death. Those women, both slashed.
Now, don't get all psyched up. The knife's a tool, not a weapon. I've never needed a gun.
Well, you seem to need one now.
Precaution, that's all. I can handle you with both hands tied behind my back. Judo black belt.
Oh, really? Then suppose we just find out about that. Drop it, or I'll break your arm. Drop it. Get it, Kay.
Got it.
All right. I'm sorry, Tony. I'll take the gun now, Kay. Kay?
No.
What?
I don't know which of you to trust now. I'm sorry, Dan.
So am I, honey. I don't blame you. Everything you said, you were right. Maybe you just should have said it sooner.
We're always too busy.
Yes, I guess I was,
Hello, the hut.
Otto Hornbach. Oh, thank God. Otto.
What is this?
Take this. Take it.
What? A gun?
Just holding it scares me. Take it.
All right, come inside. What is going on here?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
Tony,
Mixed up.
Dan, what has happened?
Well, to give it to you straight, Otto, I've got reason to think Tony Shaw is the man who murdered 2 women in this hut and was bent on murdering a third. Kay.
Now, he's a liar, Otto. He's the killer, not me.
How could that be?
For one thing, he pretended he was going to Indian Wells today.
Oh, I know that. Like I also know you're not a guest here. You are a detective.
You know that? How?
Why, look at the files in the office. I see you're on the payroll, and why? And as for you, Dan, last year and the year before, you mailed your manuscript from the inn, but this year, for no good reason, you have to go to Indian Wells. That story you told me about another ending to your novel. Oh, I'm not a fool, Dan. I wasn't born yesterday. As for either one of you being the murderer, you can't be. I am.
You?
Me. And you, my next victim. Almost from the first day you came, my next victim.
Why?
Because you are like she was, my Helga. She put me through a hell on earth. She must have her way, not mine. Do always what she wanted, not what I wanted. She came first, me second. I didn't matter.
Otto, Kay isn't like that.
They all are. Her kind. They're always, they are always small and blonde. Huh? Helpless, dependent, in need of your strength. At first you're taken in, poor little thing, so helpless, so dependent on you, so in need of your strength, your masculine strength, so you give it a little here, a little there, and gradually, so gradually, you don't know it is happening. You give her all your strength, and there is none left for you. You are caught. You are trapped in a web you thought was made of love, but is really made of what? Of ego. That's what they call it. Ego. The I of I am this, and I want that, and nobody matters but me.
Oh, leave him alone. Let him talk it out.
You are Helga.
Me?
Oh, not just you. At the inn, they are Helgas all the time. At least 3 or 4 each season. Spoiled, determined, pampered, coddled by fools. The husbands they are destroying, as Helga destroyed me. Me. Or nearly did. I woke up in time and destroyed her.
With a knife, Otto?
It was handy in the kitchen it happened. And I loved her. Even when I was killing her and driving the knife home again and again. I loved her. Isn't that strange? You see? So now I must kill you, like Mrs. Horner last year and Miss Yates the year before that. Kill you. You see, to save him.
Otto, I don't need saving.
Dan, you can't handle this. Neither can Tony. Only a woman can handle this, if it can be handled.
You see? You hear what she says. Only a woman can handle it. Oh, spoiled rotten.
No, Otto, scared. Scared rotten. The way Helga was, and Mrs. Horner, and Miss Yates.
Scared? Mrs. Horner? Miss Yates? You?
And Helga.
Oh, no, that is not so. She had me trapped.
Because she was afraid of what would happen if she didn't trap you. Otto, she trapped you because she loved you and was afraid she might lose you.
Lose me? To who lose me?
Another woman.
Another? But, there were no other women.
There are always other women.
Which of you first? I'm sorry, but you must die before I kill her. Not witnesses. I cannot have witnesses.
For God's sake, Otto, didn't you hear what Kay said? She just told you a simple truth, a simple, womanly truth. A woman traps a man because she loves him, and she's scared to death of losing him.
She lies. Like all women, she lies. All right, which one first, huh? Tony? Dan?
Me.
Kay, what in blazes are you
I'm between you now. Between him and you. You'll have to shoot me first. When he does, jump him.
And I thought you said you had no nerve.
Get out of the way!
Kay, please.
Jump him when he fires. Well, go on, Otto. Shoot.
Get out of the way! You, I must kill with the knife.
Sorry. Change of plan. A gun this time, Otto. A gun or nothing. Give it to me. Or shoot.
Another step. One more and I kill you.
You're going to kill me anyhow, so what have I got to lose? Give me that gun.
No, wait.
What?
Kay, it works both ways. Now get out of his way. Let him shoot us first. That'll give you a second or two to get out that door.
And leave you here, dead? Do you think I'd want to go on living? Otto, the gun.
You mean it? You mean what you say?
Of course I mean it. Why else would I...
But I don't understand. You would give your life to save his? No. Oh, no. This is not possible. Women are... Oh, no, they are selfish. They come first. Always they come first. All of them.
Not all, Otto. Not every woman is like your Helga must have been.
I was wrong about Miss Yates, Mrs. Horner.
I don't know about them, but you're certainly wrong about me.
Wrong? Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Kay?
I'm all right. Better see to him.
Crazy. Shot himself.
Dan, is he...
No, he's breathing. Now, we better get him down to the inn fast.
I'll give you a hand.
Kay, sweetheart. You saved our lives. Believe me, from here on, you can take all the dares you want, and I won't say a word.
You won't have to, Dan. There aren't going to be any more. I just took my last.
Luckily, though, Kay Wiley paid the piper, as must we all. The price was not exorbitant. Her life. You ask me, she got off easily. How about you? You building up a debt you'll have to settle one day with your piper? Better do a little thinking about that. Better do a little thinking myself. I'll be back shortly. Otto Hornback, you'll want to know, lives comfortably today in a rest home. Tony Shaw is back in San Francisco. As for Dan and Kay Wiley, well, Kay doesn't take any dares anymore. She's much too busy bringing up the twins. Dan continues to be a very successful writer of mysteries. Incidentally, you needn't bother to buy his latest Minerva Twine mystery. You just heard it dramatized. Our cast included Rosemary Harris, Larry Haynes, Ralph Bell, and Norman Rose. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
And now, Mystery Theater.
Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Do you believe in predestination? Are you convinced, as many people are, that the real science of the stars is not astronomy, but astrology? And even if you are not wholly persuaded, do you find that you turn by habit to glance at the daily horoscope in your favorite newspaper? Just supposing, that like Amanda Amherst, sole owner of a chain of newspapers from coast to coast, left to her by her famous husband, that you turn to Ethel Nixon's astrological column for the day and read the following.
Scorpio, this is a bad day for you. Your sudden death is imminent. Be sure to put all your affairs in order. You cannot escape the inevitability of the stars. It is a hard prediction to face, but it can only be justified out of what you've done to deserve it. Damn it, are they out of their minds? That shaky little mouse, Ethel. Writing a bomb like this, she'll have scared 25,000 people out of their wits, or made us the laughing stock. This is Amanda Amherst. Put me through to the managing editor. Oh, come on. Adam, it's Amanda. I want the presses stopped. Hold all deliveries and do everything you can to get our first run off the stands. Why? Just read Ethel Nixon's column for today and you'll see. I'm on my way down there now, and when I find out what's going on, heads are going to roll, and brother, none of them will be mine.
Our mystery drama, Death in the Stars, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Kim Hunter. Amanda Amherst. Before her marriage to Ralph Amherst, Amanda Hale, the country's most beautiful model. A reigning beauty then, a reigning beauty now. A woman who defies the encroachment of age. A woman who controls an empire and everyone under her sway. Who wears a velvet glove so that few are conscious of the iron hand. Amanda Amherst, the grieving widow who has never remarried. Complex, adorable, kind, generous, difficult, and evil. A woman perhaps only her daughter, timid, retiring Nancy, knows completely.
I've hated my mother ever since I was 7. For 13 years I have wanted her dead. But I've been scared of her, too. So all I could do was fantasize. I'll never forget the morning the famous horoscope turned up. Not that I ever saw it with my own eyes. Actually, I didn't know what the fuss was all about. I was just scared because of my own clumsiness and thanking my lucky stars I'd had time enough not to get my head beat in. The way things were between Mother and me by that point, I just couldn't have taken it. I just slipped back into the apartment in time as it was because she was screaming for me.
Nancy! Nancy!
Yes, Mother?
Did you see my copy of the Post-Journal? Oh, you have it.
Well, I just wanted to glance at the headlines.
Give it to me. Did you also check Ethel Nixon's predictions?
Oh, you know I don't believe in that stuff. No, I didn't. Why?
That mousy little nobody presented me with a real shocker under my astrological sign this morning. The gist of it was that I'm marked for death at any moment.
What? Oh, you don't believe that, Mother?
Oh, of course I don't. I think it's someone's idea of a macabre joke. I might have thought you were the culprit, except as much as you despise and hate me, you haven't the temperament or the know-how. I'm not so sure of your boyfriend, Adam, however.
He's not my boyfriend anymore. You took care of that.
Look, I don't intend to quarrel with you. I have enough to do to pin down who this practical joker is who's going to bring a sizable portion of our circulation down about our ears.
What do you mean?
Nancy, naturally I was not named specifically. It just said that anyone born under the sign of Scorpio was marked for imminent death. Will be the laughing stock of the trade. Lord knows what suits, letters, threats will follow. I've got to get down there right away. I just can't believe Ethel is responsible for this. And once I satisfy myself of that, I'll find the real culprit. And whoever it is had better be warned. I'm going to crush them like a bug under my heel.
That is my mother as she really is. A side very few people see. And when they do, she is a master, or should I say mistress, of covering up. Or she did it with me about my father, even though I heard what I heard with my own ears. But a 7-year-old, half drugged in early morning sleep, is easily persuaded she didn't really hear. Amanda, when she sets herself to it, can make purple seem green or orange blue. Even though I remember every word, she twisted them to mean something else. This is what I thought I heard. Even after 13 years, the words just won't go away.
And how anyone as beautiful and vibrantly alive as you are outside can be as cold and heartless inside, Amanda.
No, never again. Look, I tried to satisfy you once. I'm sorry it turned out to be a girl. I'm sorry I gave you Nancy. Heaven knows I didn't want her, and neither did you, Ralph.
That is not true.
Of course it is. A boy's all you wanted. The male succession must be preserved to keep the empire alive. Well, if you want a son, go find some other wife to produce him for you.
You don't mean that.
Oh, don't I? I'm not ruining my figure again for anything.
Well, how could you even suggest the possibility of divorce between us?
My dear Ralph, who even mentioned divorce?
Well, I don't want an illegitimate son.
Well, if you handle it right, and if it matters in this day and age, who has to know?
You just sit by quietly and see me have an affair with some other woman. You'd condone that?
Well, why not? Doesn't have to be done in front of me. You'd pay her enough, and I'd never have to know.
You wouldn't be jealous? You wouldn't even care?
Oh, come on. We're not children. If you're squeamish about it, you could arrange it with test tubes or however you do it. Doesn't matter to me. I'm only trying to give you what you want.
What I want from you is love and understanding.
Well, you have that.
I thought I had. Now I see how mistaken I was.
But you're not mistaken. I love you very much.
Oh, Amanda, you love me for my money, my position.
And your power, yes. That I love most of all.
But not me.
Ralph, I'm tired. I want to get my sleep.
Oh, your beauty sleep, of course.
You don't want me to remain beautiful and young for you?
Amanda, you will always, forever, and as long as I live, remain the most beautiful woman in the world for me.
Oh, don't you believe it? Beauty is natural only a short while, and then it becomes art. No artifice.
I don't suppose you're going to understand what I have to say. But up until a very short time ago, I thought I was a man with everything.
You are, dearest.
I am a man with nothing, Amanda.
What does that mean? Look, just because I won't go through another 9 months of being sick and ugly on the chance I'll provide you with a male offspring.
If you loved me, you would.
Bearing children has nothing to do with love.
If you loved me, it could have. You want the child, our child.
I don't need your image, Ralph. I have you.
Oh, as long as I live, you'll always have me.
Now, what does that peculiar tone of voice and tragic inflection mean to suggest?
That you don't love me. And I see now that you never really did.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Oh, no. No. I don't intend to be anymore.
I lay there shivering in bed. I loved my father so much. And I didn't see how Mother, whom I loved just as much, could hurt him like that. And then suddenly I was crying until I couldn't stop, just bawling like a baby, until Mother was there holding me in her arms and soothing me and washing away the hurt, I thought. Except that all she was saying was lies, lies, lies.
My baby, you just didn't understand. Why should you, a little 7-year-old? Don't you know I'd do anything for your father? That I love him just as much as you? But you see, look, it's hard to explain, dear. You're my one baby, and you're all I want. Don't you ever think that I don't. And you never, I tell you, you never heard me say anything else.
I had found when I wanted to think deeply that flying a plane gave me enough aloneness to find out whose perspective was right or wrong. Oh, I suppose being brought up as William Amherst's son spoiled life for me by giving me everything on a silver platter. Then when I took over the colossus of newspapers, radio and TV stations, the apartments in Paris and London, the townhouse in New York, and the great mansion on the Monterey Peninsula, the endless bank accounts, I never had to want for anything. Till Amanda Blake came along. Then she mattered more to me than anything in life. Until the other thing came up. A son, an heir. For once it seemed I was on the losing side.
Yes?
Oh, hello. Is Mr. Amherst there?
No, he's not. How did you get this number? It's unlisted.
I sort of work for him. I mean, is this Mrs. Amherst?
Yes.
Oh, gee, I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, no, of course not. I'm always awake and at my best at 6:15 a.m. Who is this?
Oh, well, this is Ethel Nixon, the astrologer, you know.
The what?
The voice of your tomorrow. It's my column, syndicated in your husband's newspapers, you know. And I've simply got to speak to Mr. Amherst. I mean, your husband
Well, I suppose I can take a message for him.
Can you get it to him quickly? Just beg him not to take any airplane fights in the next 2 days.
Well, I don't think he's planned to. But why?
It would be so complex to explain. He's a Taurus, as I'm sure you know, and a frightening set of coincidences are arising through his ruling house and the ascendancy of his particular star. Oh, dear, it's much too complicated to explain, but he's in terrible danger. That's why I called.
In danger? From what? I don't understand.
Well, of course it would be difficult for you, but it is absolutely vital for him not to move out of his own element. Certainly, of all things, not to be in the air or fly.
Well, why not?
Because it has been revealed to me that it can be disaster for him.
I was shaken to the core by Ralph's death, for many reasons. Not the least of which was his brother Joseph's reaction.
I want to cry out and ask for a God with some justice.
Oh, stop being melodramatic, Joe. That's not going to help anything.
Oh, you can sit calmly by. You have nothing to worry about.
For God's sake, I just lost my husband.
Sure, and gained an empire. I can't believe it. My own brother, and he left you everything.
That isn't true. You still have your editor's job on the Journal World and a tax-free income that should more than keep you in liquor and women. To name a spade a spade.
You criticize my lifestyle? What about you? You're worse. At least they give satisfaction in return for the money. I swear Ralph died because of you.
Oh, you're drunk. I don't know what you're saying.
I'm drunk enough to say what I have to say. You killed Ralph. You're his murderer.
That's a contemptible thing to say. The man I loved...
All you ever loved was what he represented, and you wanted it all for yourself, and now you've got it.
Look, Ralph died in a plane accident.
All right. But there was nothing wrong with that plane. You betrayed him somehow, some way. I don't know how. There's only one way my brother could have died on his plane. Either somebody booby-trapped it or he crashed it deliberately. He wanted to die.
Get out of my house. He destroyed me for a little. That drunken weakling brother, Joe. To dare to talk about Ralph and me like that. But he disappeared to Europe and out of my mind. What had shaken me most about Ralph's death was Ethel Nixon. How could she have known about Ralph before he... How could she have known? That's why 13 years later, today, reading her prediction in my own newspaper, I could feel the shadow of death across my path. I was conditioned to believe that my doom had been sealed. Unless, some way, somehow, it was only someone's idea of a joke.
Is there an escape for Amanda Amherst? Is her fate sealed already? Do the stars, wheeling in the heavens, fixed for that infinitesimal moment in time when we, as infants, first cry out that we are alive and born, control another fleeting moment of conjunction which brings us death? I'll return shortly with Act 2. For 13 years, Mrs. Ralph Amherst has been one of the great legends of her time. After her husband's death, Amanda has ruled with an iron hand the empire willed to her, and miraculously, at least in appearance, kept her youth and her radiant beauty. She has been supremely secure in her power, until shortly before the stunning public announcement in her own key paper that her days were numbered. But who or what was responsible for it? How did it appear?
Oh, but you couldn't. You surely couldn't believe for 1 minute, Mrs. Amherst, that I would ever reveal such a terrible prediction about anyone, particularly about you, even if it were true.
You did once about my husband, Miss Nixon, and that was true.
But that was different. In the first place, I had read it in his horoscope.
You haven't read it in mine?
Well, look, I'll show you. I can show you a copy of today's paper. Just 2 pages after the editorial. Yeah. There, see? You can read it for yourself.
Let me see. Scorpio, today may be a disturbing day, but keep your head and be of good heart. Keep family affairs in order, check your impulse to emotion, and all will turn out well. Financially, you will benefit greatly.
You see?
This is a city edition. Have a look at mine, the early one.
Is this the one you read over the phone?
Yes.
It just seems impossible. What?
You see? No wonder you gasp.
But this is the same as you just read. What I wrote to be published.
What? Give me that. Damn it, you're right. Someone's up to jokes and games around here, and when I find out who...
Well, now, maybe you were, well, you know, half asleep, and it was sort of a dream.
Look, wait a minute. This isn't my paper. The one I read this morning.
How do you know?
Ethel, try not to be any more of a pin brain than you are. My copy is rushed to me as publisher, delivered by hand the moment it's off the press.
Well, then how?
I don't know. But I have a couple of ideas, starting with my not-so-loving daughter, Nancy. I'd better get home and see her right away. I just want to know what you're up to, Nancy. What you're trying to prove.
I'm not trying to prove anything, Mother.
You admit you switched newspapers on me this morning.
I didn't switch them. I told you what happened.
Oh, a nice little cock and bull story about spilling coffee and cream over the paper and dumping it into the garbage and tearing downstairs to the drugstore to get a fresh copy. Oh, really, you can do better than that.
But it's the truth.
Why all the fuss about a little coffee spilled on the morning newspaper?
Look, I knew the paper was important to you somehow. I could hear you screaming in the study about something wrong, and you were coming right in to straighten it up, and I... Well, one edition of a paper is just like another one, isn't it? Except when someone like me is shaky and stupid enough to get it all gummed up with coffee, I just couldn't stand having you on me again, Mother. Not these days.
On you?
Oh, you know what I mean. I'm so strung out, I just hoped I could avoid any kind of another run-in with you.
Strung out? Look, are you and Adam up to some crazy scheme to, what shall I say, to get back at me for what wasn't my fault?
You can be damn well sure that Adam and I are not up to anything. You successfully squashed that.
Did you two somehow gimmick that slug in the astrology column this morning?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't lie to me. I want to know if you two have cooked up some scheme to try to drive me crazy. That was a special paper this morning, and that horoscope was only for me. How did you manage it?
I think you are crazy. What do I know how newspapers are made?
Well, the man you tried to steal from me does.
You mean the man you spoiled for me? The one I loved? Oh, no, Adam may take his women as they come and they go, but he wouldn't go in for any cheap, scare stuff.
As managing editor, he's the only one who has the power and the ability and the access to do it.
Or one other person.
Who?
God. Have you thought about him? Don't you think that someday he's going to punish you for what you did to my father? I was sorry the moment the words were out of my mouth. Looking at Amanda's face suddenly grow gray and old. And then I wasn't sorry. As quickly it was serene and beautiful again. And I remembered what I had lost and how she had taken him away from me. Oh, and then it was easy to hate again.
It's a terrible thing to look into a daughter's eyes and know that hidden behind the blank, polite stare is the dagger stroke of hate. If I deserved it, I might be able to accept it somehow. But since she's been 7 years old, I've been mother and father to this child. In my own way. And then to have her turn on me and steal... I was never a woman who could live without men, but I never had to depend on them until the day I met Adam Brock. I don't know, it was at someone's place at the beach on a weekend. On a weekend I was able to go out again. Dr. Anton Driscoll had performed his third miracle on me. And bronzed and sun-greased. I knew, even to my own critical eye, that I looked at least 15 years below my own age. I was sure of it when Adam dropped down on the sand beside me.
Hello, whoever you are.
Likewise, whoever you are.
Adam Brock. Look, if I tell you what I do, will you sneer or find I'm beneath your notice?
Well, you're kneeling and I'm lying down. You can't be beneath my notice. Why don't you give it a try?
Well, I'm a newspaper man. I write. And you?
Oh, just decor for the weekend. Our host likes an attractive layout.
Yeah, look, I really don't like smart talk. I'll level. You are magnificent. Any man would make a pass at you. I'm not so special. May I?
What sort of pass?
The simplest and most honest. Dinner? Dancing, maybe? I have a small boat. We could sail. By daylight. I'm here for 2 weeks vacation. How much of it will you let me spend with you?
I don't know. Let's start with a sail tomorrow morning and see how far that takes us. Well, it took us pretty far. By the time we tied up at the dock, Adam was in love with what he thought I was. I was in love with a man I should have met when I was young enough for him. And I didn't want to lose him yet, so I used my maiden name. And I pulled strings behind the scenes to get him an editorship at the Post-Journal. I also made sure that anyone who knew anything about our relationship kept his mouth tightly shut about how, why, or who his sponsor was. Our affair continued in New York until Until Nancy took it into her head to take literal French leave from Paris and the Sorbonne.
Hello, this is Mr. Brock. Oh, no, my secretary's out for the moment. I'm picking up. Huh? What? Her daughter? Oh, well, sure. Send her in. Should I come out and get her? Oh, she's on her way in already. Okay. No, it's fine. I get along with kids fine. I guess I can handle this one. What's her name? Oh, I guess she's here. Come in. Well, Nancy? I didn't expect a little girl like you to come and visit me.
So, you're the new managing editor of the Post-Journal.
Yeah, I guess I am. And you're Amanda's daughter?
That's right, all of me.
Whew, it's a pretty nice all.
I'm not that good. I mean, I don't buzz these vibrations right off the bat, normally.
Me either. You'd be surprised how surprised I am.
You wouldn't know about me, I guess.
You are Amanda's daughter?
If you mean, did I spring from her womb, yes. Oh, is Mother around?
No, she's on business in Chicago. Where did you turn up from?
Oh, I just got in from Paris, and I'm flat broke and I'm hungry.
Well, I can take care of the last one. It's lunchtime anyway. Let's go to Cheerios. I'll feed you. Feel better?
Oh, I'd hate to tell you how good I feel. You fed me all right.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, the food was great, but that doesn't matter. I mean, the line you fed me. I just hope you meant it.
I didn't think I was feeding you a line.
Oh, if you could have searched through Bartlett's for the perfect quotes, you had them, Adam. And then after knowing you all this long, why should I expect less? By the time we got to the Spumoni, I was his forever. He was the first thing that ever happened to me since dim childhood memories that gave me a lust for life. I was in love. I knew just what I wanted. And the best part of it was I could feel he felt the same. Well, it didn't take Mother long to clobber me.
And since I foot the bills, I think I at least deserve some notice when you decide to run out on your responsibilities.
Mother, I had Europe up to here. I wanted home.
All right. So I let you dump Europe. And I gave you back your green pastures. All I ask is you to stay out of mine.
Maybe I'm dumb, Mother, but honestly,
I'll spell
I don't know
it
what
out. Just leave any mail I have staked out alone.
What?
You heard me. Lay off Adam.
Adam? But he's young enough to be your
Never
son.
mind his age. He's what I want. Adam's been mine for months, Nancy. What shall I say? Escort. Day and night. Bought and paid for. You want to buy used merchandise, Nancy? Particularly one of my second-hand lovers. I knew Adam wasn't mine anymore. My daughter had stolen him from me with the one weapon I didn't possess. Her youth. But if I couldn't have him, she couldn't. Nobody could.
A strange and tortuous story about a strange and tortuous woman. What is her true fate? Is she at last caught in her own web, her past catching up with her to doom her as inexorably as she has sealed the fate of others? There is still more of the past to come when I return shortly with Act 3. Amanda Amherst, seemingly ageless, wielder of a kind of total power over the destiny of others. Amanda Amherst, a throwback to the feudal queens and kings, absolute and impregnable. Is there any force that can topple this woman from her throne? Was the mysterious prediction that began this story valid in any way, supernatural or natural? Let's go back to Amanda to find out.
After Nancy had told me the truth, I decided to take the bull by the horns. I went to Adam's office. I told him not to announce me. I just walked in. Good morning, Adam.
Oh, Amanda. Or perhaps now I know just exactly who you are. I should say Mrs. Amherst.
Don't be a child.
I just recently discovered, where you and I are concerned, that that's approximately what I am.
And that's a little below the belt. And there isn't all that difference in years.
Well, there has to be, if Nancy really is your daughter.
Oh, she is, all right.
Well, what's the matter with her? She won't answer my phone calls. That butler and those two hulking footmen or bodyguards or whatever they are bar the door like the Secret Service, and I'm informed in no uncertain terms that I am not welcome, and she doesn't want to see me ever again. Now, I want to know what's happened.
Well, you might have tried calling me to find out.
I thought you were still in Chicago.
Look, what were you afraid of, Adam? That I'd cut you off at the knees, take away your nice job.
Damn you! Is that what you threatened Nancy with?
I didn't threaten Nancy with anything. I simply told her the truth.
What?
That she'd be making a mistake in marrying you.
Well, does this mean I'm fired?
Oh, only from one occupation, Adam. As a managing editor, I still find you perfectly satisfactory.
And Nancy?
I'll let you answer that question yourself. I'm quite sure she'll never let you near her again. The one good thing, perhaps, I've ever done for her.
I could kill you for that.
You haven't the nerve, Adam. Nancy's better off without you. It was in Nancy's best interests, I told myself. He'd only have hurt her in the end. As for me, there wasn't any way he could hurt me, I thought. Till that horoscope. Try as I would, I couldn't deny it. It'd shaken me. And I held him responsible. Till Ethel Nixon sprang a new surprise on me. It began when Ethel received a visit one morning.
Come in.
Hello, Ethel.
No. Oh, it can't be.
Oh, but it is. Joseph Amherst, a little changed inside, but in the flesh.
Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, it's so good to see you. If I hadn't cast a horoscope of you, I'd have almost thought...
That I died? No. Oh, I tried pretty hard to, but didn't quite make it. And so the prodigal returned.
And looking well and fit.
That's due to grazing in your fields for many years now.
I beg your pardon?
When my brother died and my temporal world collapsed because of that and other things, I went looking.
Looking for what?
Oh, revenge, I thought at first, a way to avenge my brother.
Oh, but your brother died in an airplane crash. That was no one's fault except...
Except what?
Accident. His own fate.
Or a wife that drove him to it.
Mr. Amherst, you're scaring me now. I can't believe what you're saying. You must know that I believe in fate, not human intervention.
Oh, that's all right, Ethel. It's what in the last few years in the Far East I have come to believe in, too.
How long have you been back in this country?
Oh, a week or so.
Does Mrs. Amherst know you're back?
Lord, no. As far as I'm concerned, she doesn't exist. And it's a mutual feeling.
Mr. Amherst, now, please excuse me for asking, but if you've been around for a week, you wouldn't be responsible for the awful thing that happened in my column yesterday morning?
What awful thing?
I'll tell you all about it. You didn't do it somehow, did you, Mr. Amherst?
Oh, my dear Ethel, I wouldn't know how. But, who else saw this prediction except Amanda?
Well, nobody. But why would she make up a story like that?
Who knows why Amanda does anything she does? Maybe to have an excuse to fire whoever is managing editor, or...
Adam Brock? Oh, he's leaving anyway. Oh, maybe to fire me.
Oh, no, I wouldn't worry. I don't think that's the real explanation. I think the only reason Amanda saw what she saw is because the black pigeons are coming home to roost. Do you believe in ESP?
Oh, yes, but
How many people do you think hate Amanda as deeply as I once did? As I still struggle not to do? As I will have to fight with every resource I have not to when I go to visit my brother's grave in Arlington tomorrow. Maybe that's why the ghosts of the past are haunting Amanda. As perhaps they haunt her every year at this time.
Yes?
Mrs. Amherst?
It's speaking.
It's Ethel Nixon. I just felt I had to call you. I thought I ought to let you know he's back.
Who's back? What are you talking about?
Joseph Amherst. He turned up at my office this morning.
Joe. Well, well, my esteemed brother-in-law. I thought he must have died by this time. Did he just get back?
No, he's been here for a week. And he's been... Well, he said he'd been hanging around the plant. And even though he denies it, I was just wondering...
If he's responsible for this ridiculous hoax that's going on? I wouldn't put it past him. But he really must have lost his mind. Have you seen today's paper?
You mean the Post-Journal?
Of course I mean the Post-Journal. Your column again, under Scorpio. I suppose you'll deny that you wrote this impossible gibberish.
Well, I read it, and it seemed to make sense. I'm sorry if...
What does it say in your paper?
Well, just what I saw in the Stars.
Read it to me, you fool.
Oh, of course. This is a day of traveling for you and meeting up with old acquaintances. It's a day for gathering up all loose ends and finally solving your main problem. A day of achievement and solution. Oh, that means tomorrow, of course.
Just what I thought. Now listen to what mine says. This day will never have dawned for you. Today you will have traveled far, and your death and destruction will take place in Vienna. If you have any prayers to make for the hell you have made for others, make them now before you die, and go from Vienna straight to hell.
Oh, how terrible. But don't let it worry you. Predictions are not like that.
I'm not worried. The whole thing is ludicrous. I'm not going to be in Europe, let alone Vienna, for any reason. In fact, after I get a train to Washington, I'm heading in exactly the opposite direction, west, into Virginia. I'm taking Nancy to visit some of my oldest and dearest friends in Winchester, Virginia.
So you won't worry, will you?
I'll tell you what I will worry about. You make sure this is the end of all this idiocy, or I can promise you, Ethel, you and everybody else necessary will be fired until it stops. I don't like being made a fool of. Nancy, are you ready?
I'm not going with you, Mother.
Now, don't start anything. The Stokeleys are expecting you, and I can't let them know at the last minute. Besides, we just timed to make the plane.
Well, you make it. I'm not going.
Why?
Because I am getting married, Mother. That is why Adam quit the paper. I came to my senses. He didn't know about me when he knew you. And he didn't know you any better than most people do.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, you look beautiful. And most of the time you're careful to appear to be kind and gracious and gentle. But inside you're hard and merciless and evil. All those years you pretended to be the grieving widow. And the careful hints you dropped about my father and other women, when all the time he loved only you. And you wouldn't even give him the son he wanted.
Oh, I couldn't have had another child after you.
That's a lie. I remember back to a night I was 7 years old. I always thought I couldn't really have heard the truth. Well, now I know it was the truth. And that my father killed himself because of you. And because of Adam. You almost had me doing that myself. Well, thank the Lord I woke up in time. And I'm free of you.
I'll never see you again.
I was livid. The ungrateful little... I almost decided to give up my weekend in Winchester. But I was damned if I was going to have my pleasure interfered with. I'd take care of all of them when I returned. I couldn't stop Nancy from marrying, but I'd fix it so that Adam would have to come crawling to me, begging for any job in the newspaper business. I was still fuming, even after the limousine the Stokeleys had sent to pick me up at Dulles Airport was purring along the road west toward Winchester. I had a sudden thought, remembering for some unearthly reason how close we were to Arlington, and that this was the 13th anniversary of Ralph's death. Let's see, I thought that would be to the south. It was raining, and I rubbed away the condensation to peer out idly. My heart freezing suddenly as the headlights swept a sign by the road saying, "You are now entering the town of Vienna."
It was the last thing she saw or knew. The newspaper story the next day began with the paragraph, "Mrs. Ralph Amherst, on her way to Winchester, Virginia, and passing through the small town of Vienna, was hit by a car traveling north. Both drivers and Mrs. Amherst were killed. The strangest feature of the accident was that the driver of the other car was her brother-in-law, Mr. Joseph Ward Amherst, who was returning to New York after visiting his brother's grave in Arlington, Virginia. I'll be back shortly. Accidental and natural death, or foreordained and supernatural? We'll never know. The paper with the horoscope in it was burned up with Amanda. Joe was dead, and dead men tell no tales. Perhaps we'll just leave it with the quote Joe started, which we'll finish. "Though the mills of God grind slowly, yet they grind exceeding small. Though with patience he stands waiting, with exactness grinds he all." Our cast included Kim Hunter, Paul Hecht, Ian Martin, Rosemary Rice, and Mary Jane Higby. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. It's a fitting quotation to begin this story. "The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right." Hamlet, William Shakespeare. And this is a story of the century in which he was born, the 16th. Young Will Shakespeare was an apprentice in his father's butcher shop. Queen Elizabeth ruled England. and Henry III presided over an uneasy France, torn apart by religious wars between the Huguenots and the Catholics. These were times bloodier than today, when no street was safe at night.
Damn, it's the night guard. What matter? We have safe conduct. On a dark night like this, you think these thieves in livery will stop to see them? You're right. They may even be Huguenots. If we can just reach that next corner unseen, we have a chance. Come. Oh, do not what? I stepped on a pebble, my sword against the wall.
Stand and deliver, whoever you are. Lift the torches.
Run for your life, Denny.
Oh, are we fired?
Pay no heed.
Fire!
Oh, dear, I'm hit. Rosé, let me go. They've blown my whole side out to the right before they reload. Then at the end of the twisting lane, to the left, a door. If God or love is good, behind it, you may find refuge.
Our mystery drama, The Sire de Maletroit's Door, was especially adapted from the Robert Louis Stevenson classic for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Michael Wager. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One. The weapon you heard fired earlier was the arquebus, the precursor of the musket and our modern rifle. Not the weapon of the ordinary gentleman of this century whose sidearms were the rapier, a heavy weapon built two-edged for slicing and slashing with a sharp point for thrusting. Roger Chantivert and Denis de Beaulieu were only so armed when they were attacked, leaving Roger mortally wounded on the cobblestones of Chateau Landin. But let's begin with the other, Denis de Beaulieu. Earlier that same evening, as he is finishing a flagon of wine with the landlord of the Auberge Tête du Pot.
I beg your honor to stay off the streets of Chateau Landin at dark.
Why, good host, it's scarcely dusk. What am I to fear?
In the France of 1575, many things, thieves, cutthroats, and as bad as all of them, the guard itself. Most of all, the times. Half the city is still at war.
What? With a truce proclaimed.
Piece of paper.
But I have a safe conduct.
There's also just a piece of paper.
Well, landlord, I thank you for your kind concern. May this reward you sufficiently.
Oh, the young gentleman is most generous.
Well, come with me to the door and point out to me while the light lasts the way I must go to my friend Chantivert's house.
Rue de Beaux-Arts, was he not?
Ah, that's the street.
See you the church spire where the bell for evening mass is tolling?
High on the hill to the right.
The same. They mark you very close to it, the chateau.
I've marked it before. What great lord lives there?
The Sire de Maletroit, owner of this fief, and lands beyond as far and further than the eye could reach. Woe betide any man who should cross his path.
Well, I'm not likely to, since I'm here in your city only for the night. Prithee, direct me on my way whilst I can still see to trace it.
I'm sending you over the hill rather than around, for the lanes twist and turn enough to set one's head spinning. But if you steer between the church and the chateau, on the other side of the hill is a straight avenue, and 3 streets down, you will find the Rue de Beaux-Arts.
The chateau to my left, and as always, the church to my right, and I pass between them.
Ah, justement.
Don't worry about the dark. I'll not tarry for mass. I'd be too late anyway.
You were a long time at confession, Blanche.
Oui, monsieur.
What can a young bird not even out of its nest, and a Maletroit at that, have to confess that takes up so much time?
Oh, please, Uncle.
Have no fear, niece. I'm too good a Catholic to invade the confessional. Let me hand you to the coach.
Thank you.
Eh bien, devant, to the chateau. But why so tearful, my dove?
Oh, not tearful, just tired.
Tired?
Of what, little one? Life? An arduous day? Père Maillot's usual droning of the mass, or a month of deception?
Deception?
The circles we travel in are small, Blanche. The least pebble dropped in the circumscribed pool of our life sets up waves. Among the cognoscenti, there are no secrets, such as...
Oh, my hand, you're hurting me.
Loosen it, so that I may see what worm my little bird has caught.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm afraid you do. But as always, those embroiled in scandal are the last to hear. In the Maletroit family, that word does not exist, will not be allowed to exist. Open your hand or I will crush it open.
He meant no harm.
I shall be the judge of that. Open.
Oh.
A spill of paper, badly crushed. A billet doux, no doubt.
What are you going to do?
Read it and decide. We're almost home. I think I shall defer my answer till we are behind the walls of Chateau Maletroit. Go to your quarters, mademoiselle. Send the maîtresse de chambre to me at once.
But if only I could
Obey me. Nobody crosses my wishes.
Oui, Messiah. As you desire.
Père Maillot. Père Maillot.
À votre service, Messiah. You are late.
My niece wished to make confession. Had she chosen you, my mind might have been eased more quickly.
Even for you, Messiah. How could I break the seal of confession?
The question can be begged. It isn't necessary. I know now what is and what has to be done. I have instructions for you, the maîtresse de chambre, and send for my ironsmith immediately. There's much to be done before I set my trap, and small time to accomplish it. But once I have caught my fly, he will dance to my tune or suffer the consequence.
Darkness had dropped faster than I could have anticipated. And as I climbed the twisting, meandering streets, I almost was sorry I'd not come by horseback. Fortunately, against the night sky, my twin stars stood outlined, the chateau and the church. Actually, approaching the church, the torches of those leaving Mass were a beacon to lead me on. I even hesitated a moment at the sight of one beauty escorted to a carriage before passing on. And arriving at last on the downslope of the hill on the other side at my friend Jean d'Hiver's lodgings...
And one more for the road.
I drink not to that, but to you, mon vieux.
To both? God save me for any others, and punish me if this should be a lie. But I swear by the winged archer himself, or any comparable saint, if this were any other night, I would make no end of it.
I understand. Where there's a lady...
but such a lady. If I dared divulge all, but... listen, midnight. She'll be here within the hour.
I need no explanation, dear friend. I love the ladies as much as you. Indeed, on my way here, as I passed the church square, there was one who caught my eye.
Oh, damn our Breton weather. Here comes the rain again. Can we go?
At your heels or by your side, always.
We had so much to talk about, except this special night.
Forget it. Stay for your assignation. I'll find my way back to the inn. Our paths will cross soon again.
Oh, damn the weather. I'll see you over the crest of the hill. From there, can you find your own way down?
I found my way up.
Aye, well enough, even by partial daylight. But in God's name, step quietly and carefully. Trust no one. Keep to yourself. No one. These are bad times, when everything runs awry.
You lead. I promise to be as careful as any church moves after you lead.
There's the church to your left. Just follow this street we're on. Keep remembering to bear always to your right and downhill, and you'll be at the inn within the quarter hour. But move quietly.
Au revoir, Jean d'Hiver.
Go in peace.
As with you. Just one thing. Shh.
Good night, God. What matter? We have safe conduct. On a night like this, you think these thieves in livery will stop to look at them?
You're right.
We can just reach the next corner. We may have a chance, unseen. Come. Do not. What? I stepped on a pebble and my sword hit against the wall.
Send and deliver, whoever you are. Lift the torch.
Run. Run for your life, Dennis.
Hold! Or we fire!
Pay no heed. Run. Oh, dear. I'm hit. Was it? Too late. They've blown my whole side out. The left, the heart. I'm done for, Dennis. Run down the hill. Keep toward the side of Maletroit's chateau. They may be less anxious to follow you there. Why? He's a power. More than that, I cannot say. Just try his door.
There was nothing I could do for Jean-Livet. My dearest friend was dead. There was no treating with the pack of hounds that followed us. I fled from them, following the tortuous alleys, ever conscious of their footsteps after mine. Rushing down a lane scarce wide enough to accommodate myself, I suddenly found myself faced with a waist-high terrace, which I was about to leap, till some instinct or the rising moon stayed me. Small wonder. On my side was a 4-foot wall, but had I o'erleaped it, I would have dropped 40 feet to a craggy field of stone. I could hear the mob behind me. I was prepared to face them with sword and poignard, but the firearms I could not challenge. Door. To the left of me was a portico, and in its shadow a door. Any port in a storm. At least with something against my back, I could fight. I drew my sword, ducked into the shadows, and thrust my back against the door. And to my amazement, it gave way behind my weight, opening to let me into possible safety. As it gave behind me, I heard the hound pack on my trail. I thought to close the door, not quite in order to observe what had happened outside, but as I pushed gently, of a sudden, as though it was whisked from my hands, it thudded shut. From what pursued me, I was safe. That door could stand a battering ram. But a new and strange threat had developed. I had no desire to close the door all the way shut. It had been snatched from my hands with no control from me. I stood in a small hall with a staircase, rising out of the gloom. I turned to the door. It was as smooth as silk. No way of reopening it. I was trapped. My only way out was up the staircase before me. I had no choice. I started to mount, drawing my only weapon and wondering only if it could protect me and what I faced when I reached the top of those steps. For some reason, a premonition of unnamed terror ran like rat feet down my spine.
What monstrous figure awaited Dennis de Beaulieu at the top of the steps? What swirling ghost from the underworld, or some other world, threatened his immortal soul? I can at least report some of that, as we return shortly with Act 2. What did face Dennis de Beaulieu as he entered a large room of polished stone with arras-draped openings on 3 sides and 2 large windows on the 4th was a little old gentleman in a fur tippet seated by the fireplace in a high-backed chair. The great stone fireplace was between the windows, and carved into it the arms of the Maletroits.
Seeing those arms, I was immensely eased and felt myself in good hands. Still, winded from my running, we looked silently at each other for a second or two. In the brief exchange of glances, although the man was smiling and relaxed, I found myself tensing again. Something about him, the peaked eyebrows, the small, strong eyes, so quaintly evil in expression, belying the beautiful white hair hung straight all about his head. like a saint's.
I am Alain, Sire de Maletroit. Pray, step in.
I am indebted to you, sir. Pray pardon this unwarranted intrusion.
Oh, not at all. I've been expecting you since I heard the church bell toll.
Me, Messiah?
Yes.
I'm afraid this is a double accident, sir. I'm not the person you suppose me to be.
Really?
No, it seems you were expecting a visitor.
Assuredly, I was.
But I can assure you that nothing was further from my thoughts or more contrary to my wishes than my arriving here. I am loath to let you labor under some misapprehension.
No, Tut. If I do, surely it is the privilege of old age, and all will be straightened out in due time. Bring my guest a cup of spiced wine. You will join me, young man.
Messiah,
I have no desire to force you.
I'm wondering about that. Behind the arras your servant has opened, I see what appears to be a small army of pikesmen and arquebusiers.
I am old, as I have remarked, and these are perilous times. Even the nobility needs protection. The wine, sir.
I accept your courtesy.
The wine, don't. Bring it.
Only to explain my presence satisfactorily and perhaps be accorded an explanation of why it failed to surprise you.
In good time.
I was visiting a friend, and on my way back to the inn, my friend accompanying me, we were set on by an armed band. Huguenots, assassins, the God I know not. But that their intentions were violent and criminal is attested to by the fact that my friend was shot and killed. I fled with them in hot pursuit. Unfortunately, picking this cul-de-sac, I saw your door and thought with my back against it to be able to make some fight for my life. But as I leaned against it, it opened with my weight. And I gladly entered to put it between myself and the assassins who would have killed and robbed me also.
A pretty story.
You don't believe me?
Does it matter so much after all?
But nevertheless, that is what happened. Once they had searched without finding me, I would have left, but your door...
Ah, yes. My door. A little piece of ingenuity.
No question of that. It fled from my hand as if someone had pulled it shut from the outside. And I could find no means of opening it from the inside.
Yes, most ingenious. A hospitable fancy.
Hospitable?
To be sure. You arrived uninvited, but believe me, very welcome.
You persist in error, sir. There can be no question between you and me. I am a stranger in this countryside. My name is Denis de Mazot de Beaulieu. If you see me at your house, it is only as I have told you.
My young friend, you will permit me to have my own ideas on that subject. They probably differ from yours at the present moment, but time will show which of us is in the right. Ah, here comes our wine. Let us enjoy it while the heat is still in it.
We sat in silence while the servant served the wine and left. Again, I saw the armed men beyond the arras. I was conscious in the silence now of voices. One male and one female hurriedly gabbling as if in prayer behind the third arras. Meanwhile, the old gentleman surveyed me over the rim of his cup from head to foot. I was convinced I was dealing with a lunatic, and a dangerous one. I could stand it no longer. I got to my feet, clapping my hat on my head.
You haven't finished your wine.
Nor do I intend to. This is sheer madness. If you're in your wits, for all your proffered hospitality, you affront me grossly.
Oh, dear.
My conscience is clear. You've made a fool of me since the first moment. I'm leaving. If I cannot make my way out in a more decent fashion, I'll hack your door in pieces with my sword.
Sit down, you rogue, and listen to me. Do you fancy that when I had that little contrivance made for the door, I stopped short at that?
I've already seen your small army behind the arras armed to the teeth.
Exactly. So if you prefer to be bound hand and foot until your bones ache, make one move to depart. If you choose to remain free, agreeably conversing with an aging gentleman? Why then, resume your seat, finish your wine in peace, and God be with you.
So, I'm a prisoner.
I state the facts. Now, let us finish the wine before it is cold. It serves to make the waiting more agreeable.
But what? What are we waiting for?
You entered from one arras-covered arch. You have seen that the main house lies behind the second. We are waiting for what is taking place behind the third.
Yes, but what?
For a lady to make up her mind. Perhaps the longest wait a man can endure. À votre santé, mon brave. Pick up. It passes the time.
Again we sat, facing each other. The Sire relaxed, patient, but for all his tiny stature and age, forbidding. For myself, I found myself downing the wine at a gulp, almost choking on it as my throat tightened with some unknown dread. I faced battle with less fear in my heart than I felt in this bewildering game whose purpose I knew not. A nightmare of nightmares. I turned to the arras as if by staring at it hard enough, I could divine what was happening behind it.
Daughter, in the name of the Lord Almighty, will you truly confess and admit to your sins?
I tell you, Père Maillot, I have not sinned.
You have lusted after men, young men who feast their eyes on you.
Oh, how can I, whom held here in the chateau, a virtual prisoner since my father and mother died?
You chose the most sinful place of all, before the altar at the Holy Mass.
But it is the only time I leave these walls. If I lift my eyes to look at the world outside, is that a sin?
You have done more than look. You know the Sire intercepted a communication to you from some man today. What was his name?
I know not.
Are you sure?
Would I lie to you, my father?
Sin leads to sin. I can look in your eyes and tell you know his name.
Even if I did, I would not tell you.
Or the Sire?
Nor my uncle. I know how cruel he can be.
How cruel both of us can be to save your immortal soul. Would you prefer we found the answer with a thumbscrew of the iron bolt?
Oh, no, you would not. My uncle would not.
Do not be too sure. The honor of the Maletroit name has never been sullied. As the last of the line, save yourself. The Sire will never permit it to be. The name of the young man that passed you the note?
No. I have done naught to feel shame for. Nor if there were such a cavalier, neither is he. The note, I cannot deny, it exists. But everything else is your foul imagination and my uncle's. I will not let you harm an innocent man because of who I am.
So be it. I commiserate with you, my daughter, in the church. You have brought your punishment upon your own head. I go to inform your uncle.
The silence between the Sire de Maletroit and myself, broken only by the intriguing murmur of voices behind the arras whose words could not be heard, had become intolerable. I was just about to speak when the third arras was pushed aside. The tall priest, his brows knitted in anger, his cool face set doggedly, came into the room. He stopped briefly in surprise, seeing me, favoring me with a long, keen stare, then crossed to the side, dropping his voice so I could scarce hear his words.
Is she in better spirit, Father?
I think she is more tractable, more resigned.
De Beaulieu, this is my père familial, attached to my family. Père Maillot, Demoiselle de Beaulieu. Let us together repair to the chapel to meet with my niece and settle our affairs once and for all.
Common decency required I offer my arm to the Sire de Maletroit, who accepted it without question and limped with me along with the priest's vigorous stride. Through the arras we entered a small chapel, pierced by many little windows shaped like stars. On the steps of the altar knelt an incredibly beautiful young girl, dressed as a bride.
I have brought a friend to see you, my child, Turn around and give him your pretty hand. It is good to be devout, but necessary to be polite, my niece.
Uncle, please, don't embarrass me anymore. Whatever you ask of me, I will do. Only one thing I will resist to my dying breath. I will not tell you the young man's name. He is innocent of any wrongdoing. Pierre Maillot has threatened me with the thumb screw and the boot. Mayhap in my agony, you could force his name from me.
Fortunately, ma chère, that is no longer necessary. We have the young man here.
What?
I asked you to be polite and turn around and give him your hand.
From the moment we had entered, I held my breath. The setting was only too obvious. The bride awaiting the groom. And it was not hard to realize that I must be cast in that role. I could scarce believe what was happening to me and was damned if I would be forced into a captivity I neither deserved nor would endure. Until the girl herself turned to me and said,
"That is not the man. Uncle, that is not the man."
Of course not. I expected as much. It was so unfortunate that you could not remember his name.
I swear I have never seen this gentleman before.
I am distressed to hear it, but it is never too late to begin. I had little more acquaintance with my own late lady before I married her, which proves that these impromptu marriages often work for the best in the long run.
"Marriage? Messiah, I strenuously object to being dragooned
into... Of course, any man of spirit might. The bridegroom has a right to have a voice in the matter. I will give you until dawn to make up for lost time till we proceed with the ceremony.
Well, here's not so pretty a state of affairs. And the word affair is strictly used. For evidently the remorseless Sire de Maletroit is convinced that his niece has brought the threat of dishonor on his name. A threat we might treat more lightly today, but 400 years ago one lived by different standards, and the punishment for overstepping rules was more disastrous. A woman's virtue, if profaned, meant instant and unpleasant death. I'll return shortly with Act 3. In the small chapel in the Maletroit Chateau, the light flickers vagrantly across the faces of the four who stand there. Shadowed, the saturnine priest belies his garments, looking like some vulpine devil. As the light plays across the sire's face, that comically evil smile seems even more mocking. As for Dennis and Blanche, the one is white with astonishment, the girl blushing with embarrassment.
Oncle, you cannot be in earnest.
Indeed I can, and am.
I declare before God I will stab myself rather than be forced on that poor young man.
I assure you, you will not have the opportunity.
Oh, mon oncle, pity me. There isn't a woman alive in France that would not rather die than have such a marriage forced upon her. Is it possible that you do not believe me? That you still think this is the man?
Frankly, I do. But let me explain to you once and for all, Blanche de Maletroit, that when you took it into your head to dishonor my family and the name that I have borne, you forfeited any right to question my designs or even to look me in the face.
Oh, but uncle, if you'll only listen...
Not one word more. It is my duty to see you married at once. Out of pure goodwill, I have tried to find your own gallant for you, and I believe I have succeeded. But if I have not, I care not one jackstraw. So let me recommend that you be polite to our young friend, for, damme, upon my word, your next groom may be less appetizing.
I had watched and listened to all this in puzzled silence. and silence for another reason. In 2 short minutes, watching the emotions that crossed her exquisite face, I felt I had come to know this girl. Her capacity for love, her tenderness, her bravery. And know, did I say? More than that. Admire, revere, love her for all she was. I was already jealous of her unknown cavalier. But that milady had spirit as well, I was soon to discover as the arras closed behind her uncle and the priest. And she whirled upon me with flashing eyes.
Now, what, sir, may be the meaning of all of this?
Well, Lord knows, this house seems to be full of mad people.
Do you count me one of them?
Oh, I did not mean that.
Good. For I can tell you, I am enough in my wits to see that my uncle and yourself have made some monstrous bargain between you.
If you think I'm engaged in some plot without old devil out there, you're beyond your wits. I've no bed to marry with you, nor would I have if you asked me. I'm as much a prisoner in this house as you appear to be.
Then pray, how came you here?
I was on my way from Paris to join my regiment in Alençon and stopped off in this misbegotten town to seek an old acquaintance and spend an evening with him. While he was seeing me back to the inn, we were set upon by a bunch of assassins, and my friend was shot and killed.
Huguenots,
cutthroats, your own night guard, who knows? Seems that everyone is mad in this town. At all events, I took to my heels for my life, made the mistake of turning into your street from which there was no escape. I backed against your door, hoping perhaps to stay unnoticed in the shadow of the portico. To my surprise, it opened with my weight, and naturally I stepped in, only to have it closed by some mechanism beyond my comprehension. When I tried to open it, there was neither latch nor handle nor any means to accomplish that.
Well, of course. That's what Jean and the other ironmongers were working at down there all evening. It wasn't you they expected to trap, but...
Who?
The cause of all this. Oh, please, I know not your name, but please forgive me for what I said before.
Oh, mademoiselle, the longer I spend with you, the more I could forgive you everything.
Oh, don't jest with me, please. It is all my fault that you are caught as you are. Oh, what can I do?
Well, let's make a start by doing what I have done and tell me the answer to all these riddles.
I'm ashamed. And yet, there's so little to tell. I was left an orphan early and had been brought up in this house mainly by the Sire himself.
He's not married?
Well, his wife died when I was 14. I've not been very happy since. That's why 3 months ago, when a young captain began to stand near me every day in church, and I saw that I pleased him...
Why wouldn't you? Go on.
Oh, I'm much to blame. I was so glad that anyone should offer me love, that when he pressed me a letter, I took it home and I read it with pleasure. And since that time, he's written me so many. But in the last few, asking me to leave my door open some night so that he might come and talk with me on the stairs. How my uncle came to suspect me, I don't know. But
there are always idiots with little to do but let their tongues wag.
I suppose so. Well, tonight at Vespers, the captain handed me a desperate note that he was to be transferred. Tonight was his last night, and again he begged that I would leave the door open. And in the carriage coming home, the Sire forced the note from my hand and read it. And when we got home, he ordered me to dress as you see me. And when I would not tell him the captain's name, he must have laid the trap for him, into which you fell. I don't know how to apologize or to ask you to forgive me.
Neither is necessary.
Oh, but it is. To have put you, a complete stranger, in such a degrading and embarrassing position, I'm so ashamed.
Mademoiselle, you've honored me with your confidence. It only remains for me to prove myself not unworthy of the honor. I see your uncle is back in his favorite chair.
What are you going to do?
If you will go first and let me follow, I'll show you.
Ah? Are you in some haste for the ceremony?
Messiah, I believe I have some say in the matter of this marriage. So let me say this at once and for all. I will be no party to forcing your niece against her inclination.
Really?
Had it been offered to me freely, I should have been proud to accept her hand, but it is clear that she is as good as she is beautiful. But as things stand, I have the honor, Messiah, of refusing. Why do you smile, sir?
I am afraid that you do not clearly understand your options. Follow me to the window, please. See this rope reeved efficiently through the ring set in the upper masonry? Now mark my words. If you refuse to marry my niece, I shall have you hanged out of this window by sunrise.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes. Your family may be well enough in its way, de Beaulieu. But if you sprang from Charlemagne himself, I would not permit you to refuse the hand of a Maletroit with impunity.
Oh, for pity's sake, Uncle, listen to me.
This is between this young man and myself. Be quiet. The honor of my house has been compromised. I believe you to be the guilty person. At the very least, you're now in the secret.
There are other ways of settling affairs among gentlemen. You wear a sword, which I hear you have used with distinction.
Maillot?
Yes, Messiah.
You would be dead out of hand before you reached your sword. And let us not rush anything. You have a good 2 hours to resolve your problem. If you will give me your word of honor to await my return before attempting anything desperate, I shall withdraw my retainers and leave you in privacy.
You have my word of honor.
I declare, monsieur, the more I see of you, the better I think of you. Well, come, Chaplain, we're excess baggage for the moment. But marry you shall, or dangle from yonder ring.
You shall not die. You shall marry me, after all.
I've been trained for knighthood, madam. Think you for a moment I stand in fear of death?
But I cannot have you slain for a mere scruple.
You underrate the difficulty. What you may be too generous to refuse, I may be too proud to accept. In a moment of noble feeling for me, you forget what you may owe to another.
Oh, mon cher Dieu. How you shame me.
Oh, mademoiselle, please, please.
No, in God's name, leave me alone. I can hold it back no longer.
I was in an agony of embarrassment. I cannot bear to see a woman cry. And I was as helpless as a babe. I looked at Blanche and thought how much I had grown to love her. But steal her from another man who was not there to stand and fight?
Monsieur Beaulieu, I want to help you, for you have been so noble. Put it in my power to do something more for you but weep.
What service can I ask of you? You have a sweet nature. And overestimate a small service.
I am looking at you and seeing the noblest man I ever met.
Who is to die in a mousetrap, with no more noise than my own squeaking.
I will not have my champion think meanly of himself. You have no cause to hang your head, nor will I mine. Pray, do you not think me beautiful?
Oh, indeed, mademoiselle, I do.
Well, I'm glad of that. And how many men in France have been asked in marriage by a beautiful maiden with her own lips, and who have refused her to her face?
You are very good. But you cannot make me forget I was asked in pity, and not for love.
Can you look in my eyes now and believe that it was for anything but love? I have loved you since the first moment you took my part against my uncle.
As I have loved you.
Ah.
But the captain...
Oh, he means nothing to me. He never did. It was just a contact with the outside world. Good Lord, it's sunrise. Come with me quickly to the window. There, open the arras. The sun is shining. The world is still there. Now, what are we to say to my uncle when he returns?
What you will. Blanche, you have seen whether or not I fear death. If you do care for me, don't let me lose my life in a misapprehension. For make no mistake, I love you better than life itself.
I can offer you your freedom. My uncle would far rather punish or capture the real culprit. If you must escape, the captain's name is René de Parterre.
I never heard the name. And if I did, it is forgotten.
Well, children, have you decided?
Messire de Maletroit, not by suasion or fear of death, but because I have learned to know the lady and love her, I, Dennis, Demoiselle de Beaulieu, request the honor of your niece's hand in holy matrimony.
Damn it. I had a feeling for you the first moment I set eyes on you. Welcome to the Maletroit family, nephew.
So, once again, and this time for the last time, we close the Sire de Maletroit's door on a happy ending. I'll be back shortly. For any sentimentalists among the listeners, Captain Parterre had no serious intentions. He was indeed trifling with Blanche's innocent affections. Little did he know, nor would he have cared, that he brought two young people to a happy and enduring marriage. The captain died shortly thereafter in a brawl over a gaming debt, which is neither here nor there in our story, except that it's nice to know that every so often virtue does triumph. Our cast included Michael Wager, William Redfield, Marion Seldes, and Robert Dryden. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
She opened her eyes and sat up, spun around and dropped her shoes to the ground with a clack. She stood up, pointing at me with a finger, like a corpse come to life.
You devil's brat. Why did you say it to my face?
Say what, madam?
Why did you say I killed the boy?
What boy?
You know. Tell me or I'll shake the life out of you. I'll rake you with my nails till the blood runs. I'll spoil your beauty.
No.
Oh, stop backing away. I have you in a corner. Now tell me, why did you say I killed the boy?
I never said.
You lied.
No.
You lied. I'll tear you apart. Do you confess? Tear you apart with my hand.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams. The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I am E.G. Marshall. Our tale is all about dying. Not about death, but about the actual moment of dying and how it should be approached and dealt with. I think a lot about the moment of dying. My own, of course. I picture myself in a beautiful and rather picturesque bed. Something I don't own at the moment, but I have time. I'll get around to it. My lovely wife, who will survive me, holding my feeble hand. My children at the foot of the beautiful bed, looking at me tenderly, and me looking fondly at them and saying softly, good heavens, what will I say? I've been so busy setting the scene, I haven't got around to thinking of anything to say.
Aren't you coming?
I can't.
Why not?
It's easy.
I can't. Not right now.
But you'll love it here.
Later, maybe. Maybe later.
But when?
As soon as I'm finished here, I guess.
But you are finished, my friend. Don't you know that?
Not quite. Not quite finished. Not quite yet.
Oh, but you are finished.
Our mystery drama, Death is So Trivial, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Elspeth Eric and stars Tony Roberts and Christopher Tabori. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Sign-Off, the sinus medicines. I'll be back shortly with Act One. It seems most strange to me that men should fear seeing death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. Those words were written by William Shakespeare. The important line is the last one. Will come when it will come. Not when it is expected, not when it is convenient, not even when it is desired. No, death will come when it will come, which is the theme of our strange tale.
There I was, walking to work as usual, taking deep breaths to expand my lungs, noting the time at regular intervals to be certain I'd arrive at the library on the dot, waiting for every street crossing light when... I was dead. I suppose that sound was the last to come out of my mouth, and nobody heard it but me. The next sound to reach my ears was so incredibly beautiful that I lay quietly in the street and listened. What else, after all, was there for me to do? There were voices, a marvelous blend of voices coming from far, far away. And I knew, I don't know how I knew, but I knew that these were the voices of those who had died before me. And they were summoning me to join them in a place of eternal joy. I was about to do so. Indeed, I was anxious to do so, when suddenly, it had never happened to me before in all my 24 years, suddenly I became absolutely furious.
Officer! Police! Somebody! Why isn't there ever a policeman around when you need him?
I heard some young female screaming for a policeman, but I didn't care much. I, James Blake, was enjoying a sensation I had not felt since when? I can't remember when. It must have been many, many years before. Yet I had once felt it because it swept over me. I felt such a surge of health and strength and power that it was impossible for me to think of myself as dead. Which is what I most certainly was. Dead and furious that I was dead.
I saw the whole thing. That man driving the car, that crazy man. I saw him. He was doing 60 miles an hour at the very least. He went right smack through the red light. He never slowed down, let alone stop. I think he was drunk. He must have been driving like that. One of those expensive sports cars. I think it was yellow. Yes, I'm positive it was yellow. Unfortunately, I didn't get the license number, and this poor man, he really is dead, isn't he? Are you going to take him to the morgue?
I listened with a sort of detached interest. The police questioned a few other people who'd seen the accident that ended my life, and everyone said yes, the light had been with me, I hadn't had a chance, The driver must have been drunk or stoned, etc., etc. It all seemed very unimportant, and I was completely absorbed in my own new sensation. Deep, implacable anger.
What's the ambulance for? Oh, you're going to take him to the city hospital? You think there's a chance? Oh, I hope so. But he certainly looks dead to me. Still, if there's any chance at all...
I watched them, put my used-up body in the ambulance, and I knew everyone would do his duty. I didn't care. I knew I was dead, and I was furious.
Oh, I certainly hope there's a chance for him. I do hope so.
There I was, all alone, somewhere between heaven and earth, without even my body to hold me in place. Then, as the choir dimmed, one small voice, one sweet, small voice separated itself from all the others and spoke to me.
What's the matter, James?
What? Who? Are you speaking to me?
Of course. Aren't you going to join us?
I can't.
But you'll love it here.
Maybe later. Later, maybe.
When, James?
Soon as I'm finished here, I guess.
But you are finished. You know that.
Well, not quite. Not quite finished. Not quite yet.
Well, of course, if you want to stay in limbo forever.
Is that where I am? In limbo?
Well, you're not with the dead, and you're not with the living. What would you call it?
Am I a ghost?
Of course not. You have to be properly dead before you can be a ghost. I don't know what you are, really. However, if that's the way you want it...
Don't go away! Oh, please, don't go away!
What do you want me to do? I don't want to live in limbo.
Couldn't you sort of stick around a while?
What for?
I need someone to talk to right now.
You're a funny one, you are.
What's so funny about me?
Most people in your situation, which I might remind you is scarcely unique, can't wait to join us. You keep hanging back for some reason I can't fathom.
I want to join you, especially now that you and I have met. Well, sort of met.
Why don't we really meet? Why not, James?
You seem to know my name, but I don't know yours.
We don't bother much with names here. When I was alive, they called me Cynthia.
What a beautiful name. Cynthia. I do want to join you.
Then why don't you?
Because I'm so angry. I don't want you to see me for the first time all riled up like this. I'm not like this, really. Never have been.
Well, if you want to stay in limbo indefinitely...
Cynthia, how can I explain it to you so you'll understand? It's the senselessness, the pure, utter idiocy of it. I don't know why, but suddenly I can't stand it. I suppose because it happened to me. I know people have to die, but not so trivially. Not because somebody ran through a red light. Not for that.
It's been known to happen.
Oh, Cynthia, I never thought it would happen to me. To die in such a stupid, senseless way.
How did you think it would happen?
I don't know. But all my life I've been so sensible. Sensible above everything else. Never caused trouble, never got mixed up in anything.
Never made waves?
Yeah, you do understand.
Of course I do.
And now... Well, I may not have had much of a life as I look back on it. It wasn't much, but it could have changed. And anyway, damn it, it was mine, and no boozed-up bonehead had the right to snatch it away from me. I'm so mad I could spit.
Oh, James.
Cynthia, you may not believe this, but right this second I feel more alive than I ever did while I was living.
I believe you.
There must be other people right here in this town who are going to die for no reason at all, just by accident. Cynthia, I can't leave this earth till I stop all these ridiculous deaths.
All of them?
All of them. I'm going to dedicate my entire afterlife to it. I shall not have died in vain.
Medical examiner's office, Dr. Crowley.
Crowley, this is Dr. Hatch. I'm glad you're there.
I came in early. First day on the job, you know.
Yes, I know. And that's why I hate to tell you, but you may have to go it alone.
You said alone? You're not coming in?
Well, my wife's not well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, it may be nothing serious. But on the other hand, you'll be able to manage, won't you?
Oh, I think so. Nobody's been brought in yet. Uh-oh. Spoke too soon. Looks like a dead one to me. Put them on the table, boys, and let me have the report. Run over by an automobile, Dr. Hatch. Looks like a dead one to me.
Well, you know the procedure, Dr. Crowley. Just forge ahead.
Yes, sir, I will.
I'll be in as soon as I feel I can leave my wife.
Oh, Dr. Hatch.
Yes? Yes, what is it?
Maybe this one isn't dead after all. I can't see any signs of respiration, but on the other hand, he looks...
Looks how?
He looks so angry, Doctor. I better get to him right away. I never saw anybody look so angry. You must be alive. Nobody could be dead and look so enraged.
How do you intend to start, James, on your afterlife's work?
Well, I haven't quite figured that out. This is all very new to me, you understand.
I see a dog trotting along Highway 82. Are you interested in dogs?
Anybody. Anything. Where on the highway?
He's just getting to the intersection. Jackson Boulevard.
That's a terrible intersection. Nobody stops for anybody.
I know.
Marvelous how you can get around when you've got no body, isn't it?
See him? Little white dog, curly tail.
Oh, silly little thing.
And see that big blue station wagon? It's going to hit him.
No! I've got him. Got him, Cynthia. I've saved him.
You'll probably get run over anyhow one of these days.
No, he won't. No, he won't. I'm going to keep my eye on him.
What about all the others?
Them too. And cats and people and everybody. Oh, Cynthia, why did it take me so long to find out what I was born to do? I could have spent my whole life doing this. Cynthia, my afterlife is going to be 100 times more exciting than my life ever was.
I don't understand you at all, my friend. Your facial muscles should be completely relaxed. Come in. Oh.
Oh, I know I'm not supposed to be here.
No, you're certainly not supposed to be here.
Yes, but I saw the accident, and I was interested. The officer said they'd bring him here. Is that him?
Look, you can't come in here.
I just want to know if there's any hope. May I, please?
There's no hope.
Yes. That's him.
He's dead. Oh, my gosh.
What is it? What's the matter?
He's moved. He's moved.
I didn't see him move.
No, I mean when you knocked at the door. I was trying to find his pulse. There wasn't any. His arms were straight down at his sides. Now look at them.
Across his chest, like he was hugging something.
Or carrying something. This man can't be dead. He can't be.
I had always thought that at the moment of dying, the soul separated itself from the body and went its own way, while the body stayed behind to be finally disposed of with some degree of circumspection at greater or lesser expense. But what if a particular soul is too stubborn to leave the body it has inhabited for so long? Too stubborn and too angry. I'll be back shortly with Act 2. Our hero, James Blake, appears to be leading a double life, in spite of the fact that he is dead. His spirit is floating in the ether between heaven and earth, pausing only long enough to save some innocent from accidental demise, while his body lies on a slab at the city hospital, watched with both horror and fascination by a nervous intern and a young girl.
He doesn't look mad anymore.
Mad?
When they first brought him in, he had such a look on his face. You wouldn't believe a person could look so angry. As though somebody had played a dirty trick on him and he wanted to get even.
Well, a man who's just been run over.
A dead man?
You're positive he's dead?
His heart isn't beating. He isn't breathing.
Well, couldn't he be in a whatchamacallit?
Coma.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or in a shock. Even so, there ought to be some sign of life. Even if it's very faint.
Well, there's got to be some reason why he's got his arms across his chest like that.
And his hands. I mean, his fingers are bent like he was, I don't know.
Like he was sort of cradling something, like he was carrying a baby.
Excuse me.
Oh, sure.
Medical examiner, Dr. Crowley.
Dr. Hatch here, Crowley. How's everything?
Well, all right. I guess only Dr. Hatch, the man that was brought in just a little while ago, James Blake, hit-and-run victim.
What about him?
There's no vital signs, Dr. Hatch. None that I can find, anyway. But there's something... I can't figure it out. He was stretched out on the table, and I was looking for a pulse beat. Both his hands were at his sides, and... Well, I just left for a few seconds. There was someone at the door. And when I got back to him, his arms had moved up to his chest. His elbows were bent.
Reflex action, Crowley. Pure reflex. It happens.
If you say so, Doctor.
Look, I'll try to get in. My wife's still running a fever, but I'll do my best.
If you would, sir.
But you can manage, can't you?
I'll try, Dr. Hatch.
Do I. So long.
So long, Dr. Hatch. He says reflex action. I guess that's why he doesn't look angry anymore, too.
Reflex action? In his face?
Well, there are muscles in the face, you know. Plenty of them. Plenty, believe me.
Oh, well, Dr. Crowley, I know you're upset.
I'll be all right. I'll manage.
Look, while you were on the phone, something happened.
What? What happened now?
His arms moved.
Again? Let me see.
Now they're stretched out.
Out to the side. Out to the side like he was flying.
Oh, floating.
Like a free fall with a parachute.
Oh, gliding. I think his arms are moving a little, sort of waving.
No, they're not. No, they're not moving.
Oh?
It's not possible for his arms to be moving or waving or anything. Look, Dr. Hatch is going to try to come in.
Oh.
He said so. He might get her any minute. Meantime, I'll manage. Somehow, I'll manage.
Cynthia? Cynthia? Where are you? Oh, I'm having such a good time. I'm getting around so fast. It's marvelous. Oh, the things I have seen. The things I've done. Cynthia? Where are you? I've got so much to tell you.
I'm here, James.
Cynthia, there was a lady at a dinner party, and they were having lamb chops. Little tiny lamb chops. And she said, oh, my, what a treat, and how delicious. And she picked one up in her fingers, and she started, Cynthia, it went down the wrong way into her esophagus, and she was choking, and the other people pounded her on the back, and she was turning blue. And I just reached in and pulled out the lamb chop, and she's all right. She was on the point of dying, but now she's all right.
That's very nice, James.
And let me tell you about the holdup.
The one in the bar?
You saw it?
I'm not sure I saw the same one.
Well, this one was in a cheap little bar. This man came in with a gun. He started waving it around like a crazy man, and I thought somebody's going to get killed for sure. So I went to the police box on the corner, and I turned an alarm, and sure enough, when the hold-up man heard the police siren, he ran out of the bar so fast.
So nobody got hurt?
Well, wait. I haven't finished telling you. The hold-up man ran down the street, see? and with the police after him, and he turned into an apartment building and started running up the stairs. I guess he was trying to get to the roof. So I followed him. Of course, it was easy for me. So when he got to, about the 4th floor, I guess, all of a sudden, door opened. Door to one of the apartments.
What's going on here?
Well, the whole hold-up man swiveled around, and he had his gun in his hand, and he pointed it right at this man standing in the doorway. I slammed the door so fast, Cynthia, just in time.
That was very nice, James.
And then there was this woman who got up in the middle of the night to take some medicine. And she went into the bathroom, and she didn't turn on the light. Oh, I have done that so many times. It's a well, anyway. She took the wrong medicine out of the medicine chest. The wrong bottle. A bottle full of something that would have killed her. I knocked it out of her hand. She thought she was just clumsy. But she did turn on the light. And then, well, imagine how she felt.
I can imagine.
And imagine how I felt.
James, listen.
I haven't given you a chance to say anything, have I? It's just that I am having such a wonderful time, leading such a wonderful life. What did you want to say, Cynthia?
I said listen.
I am listening.
Don't you hear it?
Yeah, hear what?
That jetliner is in trouble, James.
I hear it. I hear it.
258 people on that jetliner.
I see it. I see it. I'm coming. Wait for me. I'll get there. Oh, I wish I knew more about airplanes. At the library once, I read a book. I can't remember exactly what it said.
You'll remember.
I don't know.
You'll think of something.
Right, yes. I'll think of something. Wait for me. Wait for me. I'll think of something. I will. I'll get there in time.
Dr. Crowley, his fingers have been behaving very peculiarly.
I know.
First he crooked one finger, and then he
I know all about it. I was standing there too, you know. I saw it all.
Well, are those all reflex actions?
They've got to be. Haven't they?
Well, I guess they do.
I mean, what else?
Look now. Look at his fingers.
Why, they're moving like mad.
Dr. Crowley, that's an awful lot of reflex action.
Maybe that's Dr. Hatch. I hope so. Hello?
Crowley?
Dr. Hatch.
Is you Crowley?
Me, yes.
Are you all right?
I'm all right, Dr. Hatch.
Well, my wife's feeling better. Temperature's down.
Oh, that's good. That's fine. I'm so glad.
Well, I'll be leaving the house pretty soon. You managing all right, Crowley?
Managing? Oh, in a way. I mean, I'm managing, but I'll be glad when you get here, Dr. Hatch.
Well, I'll be there in a little while.
Thank you, Dr. Hatch. Dr. Hatch will be here any minute. Everything will be all right.
I hope this is right, what I'm doing.
It's bound to be, James.
I hope... What's this little gadget? It worked! 200 people, you said, Cynthia.
258.
My goodness, that's my best score yet.
I think there's a war starting.
A what?
A war. Lots of uniforms, guns. Looks like mobilization.
Cynthia, I can't handle a war.
Lots of people are going to get killed, James.
I know, but...
All by accident.
I suppose that's true.
It is true.
But to save everybody from getting killed in a war... Cynthia, I'm only one spirit. I'm all by myself in this thing.
Oh, well, maybe there won't be a war.
I just couldn't handle it by myself.
Maybe it won't happen.
If I just had some help.
Well, if you did, maybe you could save all the people who are starving.
Starving, you said? You mean starving? Starving to death?
Millions of them.
But I can't. Why are they starving?
Well, maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's, too much food in one place, not enough in another. I don't know, James.
I can't change the weather. I can't take food from one place and put it in another place. Cynthia, I'm all alone.
Then come join us, James.
I can't. Not just yet, Cynthia. I can't. Not yet.
I got a different stethoscope. I thought maybe the other one...
He's quiet now.
There's no heartbeat. None at all. It wasn't the stethoscope.
Oh, he's really dead, all right.
You know, for a minute I thought it was me. Thought I was losing my hearing. When I couldn't find any pulse, I thought, well, maybe I've gone numb from fright or nervousness or something.
Are you still nervous?
Well, not as nervous as I was. Now that he's stopped all that, you know...
A reflex action. Well, he's very quiet. Very, very quiet.
After all, he's dead.
Yes, I suppose he is.
You suppose? He is dead.
Oh, I know that, but...
But what? What? What are you staring at?
His face.
What about his face?
Well, look at it.
He looks very, very peaceful. Just like the way he's supposed to look. The way all dead people are supposed to look.
I know, but look closer. Look at his eyes. Did you ever see a dead person who was crying?
I've never seen a corpse who cried. Still, why shouldn't the realization that all things are swallowed up in death be a cause for tears? But how many corpses cry, if cry they do, for their own death? And how many cry for the deaths of others? Cry that they cannot save them all from being swallowed up. I'll be back shortly with Act 3. We left the body of our hero, James Blake, age 24, lying prone on a table in the headquarters of the medical examiner's office at the city hospital, while the spirit of that same James Blake floated through the great spaces between this world and the next, bound on a great mission to rescue all those destined to die as he had died by sheer accident.
He hasn't moved for quite a while.
And he isn't crying anymore, Dr. Crowley.
Do you think I ought to wipe his eyes? There are a couple of tears left.
Oh, do you want me to?
No, I'll do it. After all, I'm the attending physician. How am I going to explain?
Maybe you won't have to explain anything. He's very quiet.
I wouldn't know how. I wouldn't know what to say. Dr. Hatch would think I'd freaked out.
Look, why don't you go get a drink? It might help.
A drink? I'm on duty.
Well, at least go get yourself a cup of coffee. I think it would do you good to get out of here for a few minutes.
Well, what if Dr. Hatch...
Oh, well, I'll tell him something.
What could you possibly tell him? Who would you say you are?
Well, I'll say I'm your fiancé. Oh, by the way, my name is Daisy.
My name's Fred.
Well, go on, Fred. Go get yourself some coffee. You need it.
Oh, well, I'll be right down the hall. The nurse's station. There's a coffee machine. Call me if he does anything.
I will. Don't worry.
I know he's dead. I'm positive of that. But, well, you know.
I know. Well, run along.
Oh, I really appreciate this, Daisy.
Oh, that's all right, Fred. Why were you crying, Mr. James Blake? What made you so unhappy? First you looked angry, and then you looked almost pleased. And then you cried. Why, James Blake? You see, I feel a very special interest in you because I saw you get killed. I saw them come and take you away. I followed you here. I was the one who called the police, and they called the ambulance. I never saw you when you were alive, but I've seen you almost constantly since the moment you died. Oh, please, tell me why you were angry. Tell me why you were pleased. Tell me why you cried. Oh, please, tell me, Mr. Blake. Oh, I I'd better answer. Yes?
Who's this?
Who do you wish to speak to?
Dr. Crowley, this is Dr. Hatch.
Oh, yes, Dr. Hatch. Well, Dr. Crowley had to step out for a minute. He'll be right back. He said to tell you if you called or if you came in.
Tell him I'm just about to leave the house, and I'll be there about 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, I'll tell him. Oh, please, James Blake, please tell me why you cried. James? Where are you? James, it's Cynthia.
I'm here, Cynthia.
Are you ready to join us?
I don't think so. Not yet.
You'll like it here.
I still like it here. Sort of. Did I tell you about the stick-up at the bank?
No, you didn't. We haven't talked in a long time.
Well, this man came into the bank, had a gun in his hand. I kept my eye on him. On the gun, mostly. Because it wouldn't be any of my business if he just took some money, as long as he didn't take somebody's life.
Of course.
Well, it was just like every stick-up you've ever read about or seen in the movies. The man said, this is a stick-up. And everybody got frightened and simply froze, and the man went to one of the teller's windows, handed the teller a note. They all do it the same way.
Then what happened?
Well, as I said, everybody got frightened and froze. Everybody did except one old lady. This old lady wasn't frightened, and she didn't freeze. She walked straight toward the man with the gun. She said in this loud sort of a voice,
Just what do you think you're doing? You've got no right to take other people's money, don't you know that? I'm ashamed of you. Ashamed of you.
The man with the gun ran out of the bank, and that was that.
What about the old lady?
She cashed her check, and then she left.
What about the gunshots?
Oh, well, I caught the bullets in my hand. It's really quite easy once you get the hang of it.
You've done it often?
Oh, sure. Crazy people are always shooting up places or defending themselves against people who never meant them any harm or just showing off.
James, you sound so sort of tired.
Well, it's just that there's so much to be done, and there's just me to do it. It seems so endless. It just goes on and on. Yes, I am tired, Cynthia.
Then why don't you stop? Come be with us.
I can't. Not just yet. I think of the poor, innocent people, and all the animals. Oh, I hope I don't start to cry again. I will soon join you, Cynthia. Only not just yet. I brought some coffee back for you.
Oh, thank you, Fred.
How is he?
Oh, he's been very quiet. Oh, Dr. Hatch called. He says he'll be here soon, in 10, 15 minutes or so.
That's good. He moved his hand.
Yeah.
Just now, he moved his hand. He's doing it again.
Yes, he looks as though he's catching flies.
I thought you said he was quiet.
Well, he was. Oh, there he goes again, sort of snatching at things.
3 times. Don't tell me that's reflex action. Not after all this time.
Well, then, what is it?
How do I know?
It must mean something.
The man's dead. How can it mean something?
Oh, I don't know, but I wish it did.
I thought for a minute that he was going to cry again.
No, he hasn't cried again, but... Oh, Fred, he looks so sad. I never saw anybody look so sad. James, where are you? I'm worried about you, James. Where are you?
I'm here, Cynthia.
Oh, my dear. You sound so tired.
That's because I am tired.
Tell me what you've been doing.
Well, there was this little old couple from Grand Falls. They were shopping for a sewing machine. She thought she wanted a sewing machine.
Oh, look at that one, Herbert.
Where? Which one?
In the corner of that window.
How much?
I can't see from here. Come on.
Darling, don't push me.
But you're pulling me.
I am not pulling.
What happened? Oh, look there.
Boy, it's a window box.
It must have fallen from that window ledge.
From way up there.
Oh.
Somebody's leaning out of the window. There's a whole row of window boxes, and this one fell from way up there.
Oh, Herbert, it could have landed right on top of us.
Killed us both, for sure.
If you hadn't pulled me.
If you hadn't pushed me.
When I think what might have happened if you hadn't pulled me.
You mean if you hadn't pushed me?
I didn't push.
That was an easy one, of course. They're all easy, as a matter of fact, only there's so many of them.
I know.
Cynthia, I'll never get around to the wars and the famines.
I know.
It's too much. It's just too much.
I know.
Still, I have to do what I can.
James, please.
There's a man coming out of his house on Birch Street. See him?
Carrying a little black bag?
Yeah, that's the one. Cynthia. Looks like a doctor. Gotta get to him. He doesn't see it.
See what? See what, James? James, come back! Come back!
I've checked everything for the umpteenth time. I'm positive he's dead. Imagine. I even did that old-fashioned trick of holding a mirror in front of his mouth to see if it would cloud up.
Oh, well, Dr. Hatch will be here soon.
Daisy, we're not going to tell him anything, are we?
Well, like what?
Like all those movements, like the crying. Maybe we just imagined all that.
Oh, you know we didn't imagine it. Not any of it.
I know.
But it is the sort of thing you have to have seen before you'll believe it.
And Dr. Hatch didn't see it.
He wasn't here.
Morning. Morning. Sorry to be late, Crawley.
That's all right, Dr. Hatch. Doctor, this is Daisy.
Oh, Fred said I could stay here. I saw the accident.
Oh, you're the young lady who answered the phone.
Oh, that's right.
Well, don't worry. I won't upset Fred because he let you stay here.
Thank you, Dr. Hatch.
Let's have a look at him. Fetch me my stethoscope, Crowley.
Yes, sir.
In my black bag.
Is he... He's dead, isn't he?
He certainly looks dead to me. Oh, say, you know, I damn near didn't make it this morning. Damnedest thing happened.
Oh, what was that?
Coming out of my house, I slipped on some ice. Now imagine that. I lost my balance completely. I tried to stop myself every which way, but I couldn't. I thought, great Scott, I'm lucky if I wind up with nothing worse than a concussion. And lucky if I don't kill myself. Then you know what happened? I swear to you, my head was an inch from the sidewalk when all of a sudden I righted myself.
Well, how did you do that?
Darned if I know. I just did. I must have better muscle coordination than I thought. I swear it felt as though somebody had caught hold of me and put me back on my feet. Well, this one's dead all right. Been dead for almost an hour, I'd say. Yeah, about an hour. Hey, look at him.
What is it, Dr. Hatch?
Look at the expression on his face. I never saw a cadaver look like that. He's smiling. Big, broad smile. Never saw such a happy-looking corpse in my life. Actually smiling. Cynthia?
Right here, James.
It's wonderful to see you, Cynthia. After all this time.
It's wonderful to see you, James.
Is this where we're going to live?
This is where we all live.
It's beautiful.
I knew you'd like it.
I do like it. Cynthia, I tried. I really did try.
I know you did, James.
I helped a few people.
Yes, you did.
But I couldn't do it all alone.
Nobody can.
Cynthia, imagine a war where no one got killed.
Yes.
Imagine a world where nobody starved to death. You're smiling.
Come along. They're all waiting for you.
I was all ears and took in strains that might create a soul under the ribs of death. So wrote the great poet of the 17th century, John Milton. And with the music of the heavenly voices, James Blake enters the place of everlasting bliss, having given at least a portion of himself to his fellow man, if not in life, then in death. Who knows what happens to us when life has left us? Certainly not I. Why couldn't it be that the soul lingers for a while? As long as no one really knows for sure what the soul does when stripped of its body, why not pretend? Why not imagine that it leaves the body gracefully and a little regretfully, pausing to consider what it is losing before dashing off to see what it is gaining? Our cast included Tony Roberts, Christopher Tabori, Suzanne Grossman, Bryna Rayburn, and Dan Acco. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Don't let me go there, Barney. To that place.
Please, Rachel, don't talk like that.
If I let go, bring me back.
Oh, Rachel.
You're so strong, you can do anything. You can do anything.
Rachel.
Promise. You'll bring me back.
Rachel.
Promise.
Well,
You're different from other people. Barney, you're wonderful. I know there are things you can do. Oh, Barney, promise.
I promise.
And I'll help. I'll try as hard as I can to help. And the two together, we can do it. We can bring me back.
Radio Mystery Theater was sponsored in part by imported Vigna Rosé wine. This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.